live yet.
information. It's just that it should take just a moment.
Yeah. Girl,
Don't delete our stuff. Don't delete it.
it'll be fine.
Oh, we're up. We're live, boys.
There we
We're
go.
live.
There we go. We're here.
Hello, everybody.
It still says live
Welcome,
in 5 minutes
people.
for me. All right, I'm glad everyone else is theoretically live.
I think people, we had to let us know in the comment section if they, or the chat sidebar thing, if they can hear us.
Yeah. You hear our dulcet tones, or also let us know if anyone's too loud or too quiet, just so we can adjust
We
as we
need
go.
support.
It's a lot easier to change live, so we don't have to just take it on faith that someone isn't too loud until the recording's over.
I'll keep an eye on the chat anyway.
We'll have to, I mean, to be fair, we should probably first start this by saying that we've been doing this for... Okay, wait, first of all, let's just make sure people actually... Yes, okay, people can actually hear us. Thank God. We had someone who said that we are live. Yes. We should probably say, to start off with, that we... I guess... Oh, Andy messaged us, I think, maybe a bit more than a year and a little bit ago.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it was more like September-ish or when we started to put things together. But I think I messaged you guys in like July or something like that.
Sounds roughly right.
And he said he had a... Okay, sorry?
So I would go check, but the streaming software is presently just recording my screen rather than any specific window. So I'd rather, you know, we don't need, the chat doesn't need to see every single message we've ever sent to each other.
No. Let's not get cancelled.
Not the pictures we send each other anyway.
Jeez.
Thank you for...
it's all miniatures, it's fine.
Kill Harry says he's been here since day one. Appreciate that, buddy.
Hell yeah.
I'll finish the story quickly, which is about just over a year ago. Andy, good old Remembrancer, he messaged us saying, "I've got this idea, boys," and we obviously all couldn't, or we all hadn't like either met each other or spoke to each other before this. And he said he wanted to create like a new channel to kind of, well, have fun or post things that maybe we wouldn't normally put on our own stuff. And we all met, and then we kind of just somehow came up with whatever Lorecrimes is, which is, I'm not gonna lie, it's just a way for us to actively mess about and talk about lore that we don't often get to, or kind of things we don't always, you know, experience in, particularly in our own channels, because, you know, YouTube algorithm. And I guess we've been doing that for an entire year, kind of working out what we're doing, mostly just having fun, to be fair. And here we are, boys, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we're now a year in. Been a pretty... I mean, I'll stop talking too much. So what do you guys think of the year? I mean, maybe just your life in general. How's the year been?
I don't know. I think I can speak for all of us in that. It's been dreadful. It's been such a chore doing these videos. No, it's been. I mean,
I actually hate all of you.
It's evident.
I mean, I remember reaching out to you guys because, again, I was only about half a year into my channel at the time, and it was going all right. And I was like, oh, I could do this full time. And then, at least from my perspective, it was a case of, oh, I don't really have an outlet to be a bit goofy, a bit silly. So it'd be nice to get a bunch of guys who all have different things they enjoy in the hobby and have an outlet where we could just get together every week and have a bit of a laugh. And it's been such, at least from my perspective, it's been such a nice experience, obviously getting to know you guys over the year and building up, you know, like a friendship, but also just thinking about cool ideas and collaborating in this way. It's been lovely as far as I can tell.
I think it's been a lot of fun. Yeah,
it has been pretty great. Very, very glad you reached out to us, Andy. It has been a joy.
We were mentioning before this as well how, as YouTubers, it's quite a solitary existence where you're just your own boss, your only co-worker. So it's been nice to actually have co-workers in a way and actually have people you work on other things with. Otherwise, we'd all... I mean, honestly, we probably have more time dedicated to our own channels, but then we'd also kind of miss out on actually having a fulfilling experience.
Be lonely.
Very, very lonely. But we're not alone today, boys, because we're going to talk about some tier lists. And first, we're going to start about we're going to hit hard and strong, I think, with the Warhammer Primarch tier list. We're going to start arguing probably like basically instantly. We could tell Eli's going to basically try and argue the entire time to put Fulgrim at S tier,
Perhaps.
and maybe we're going to have to bring him down a few pegs on that one.
After that spiel of me being really nice, and then the stream ends with
it's
just
time
one
to
of us
get
going, "I
angry.
quit."
It's time to get serious now. Should we
Yeah.
start with the
Thank you.
first one there? Colin, do you want to take it away?
Sure, but thank you, Melted Phoenix, for the $3. I
Yes,
love
thank you.
being a war criminal.
Thank you.
Hell
That's
yeah.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
It's a law criminal, not a war criminal.
I have specifically
You might be
said,
both. You might be
I have
multitasking. Who knows?
stated multiple times that civilians are enemy combatants.
I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say kill them
Kill 'em
all.
all. This is how you play Stellaris. It's how you play 40k games. Good stuff. Anyways, I think I'll start with an uncontroversial pick. Let's just get this guy put in the F tier right away.
No, A for Alfarius,
No.
buddy.
That's
A for
Perturabo.
Alfarius. Oh, we're
A little bit delayed for us, unfortunately. We'll have to.
Ah, right.
That's
Wait,
Demon Primarch.
Oh, never mind.
Perturabo.
I see.
Now,
see
I
where we're
do
going.
immediately have to argue with you because I would put Perturabo. I could argue lower B, upper C.
Yeah, I
think-
agree with Mr. Howe.
I think maybe lower. Put in C tier for now because he's not useless. Perturabo single-handedly carries the Siege of Terror
Yeah, he's a
On his-
badass.
But
on his
he's so
heavy back.
boring.
He beats
and
two Primarchs.
childish.
I think he's a cool character.
They are
And he's
all
got a
childish.
big hammer. He's got
Yeah,
the
but
war
he's
hammer.
the worst
40K.
with it.
No, he's not. He beats Demon Primarch Angron as
Yeah.
just Perturabo.
Yeah,
He,
but
like,
then his
James-
whole
Yeah, but
motivation
Angron's kind of like the
is
runt of the litter anyway.
his whole
They
motivation
wouldn't have
is
made it to Terra without this guy.
I get the worst jobs ever. Have you once asked for something that wasn't trench warfare? Have you once asked to not be deployed to a swamp? No, he didn't. He just was like, I hate my life. Do anything about it.
he's not F tier though. F tier
No,
is
he's not F2.
utterly useless though.
As a man who hasn't read Horus Heresy, I think Hal has better authority in this
his
topic.
His Primarch books are some of the better Primarch books. I'd say C tier.
I didn't
Me in
get
the
to where
middle.
I'm at by being reasonable.
I
No,
think-
he's not B.
I think B
I'm
tier,
gonna say
bro,
D.
honestly.
B. I'm with Colin. D tier.
Actually, you know what?
Man-child. Ugh.
I'll make a consensus. Can you put normal Perturabo in C and put Demon in F? Because
Yeah,
he's
that's
you know
right.
what?
He has no Demon has no lore, bro.
He's made the obliterator virus and done nothing for 10,000 years.
Yeah,
I
put the
can-
Demon Perturabo in
Demon
F tier.
Perturabo.
He
get
shouldn't
him
even
in there.
exist. He shouldn't even be a Demon Primarch.
Oh, here we go.
It's so stupid
Now
that he's a
now we're
Demon
getting serious.
Primarch.
Fine. I can settle in on this.
Who's next?
How about I put Alferis and Omegon both in F tier?
A for Alfarius, buddy.
we're already arguing.
A for Alfarius.
Yeah,
Oh,
Alvarez is
hilarious,
fine.
dude.
I
He's-
don't care. Put him.
His
Put him
books
in.
are fun. His books are fun to
Put him in
read.
G tier
He's a
for all I
sly
care.
fellow. He joined the heresy for the good guy reasons. He's a good guy, you know. He fights for the emperor still.
I do agree D tier because their ultimate
Man,
power is
this
essentially
is cringe. This is cringe.
knocking out each other's power. So I think D-
He's A tier for me. That has to raise the average by a tiny
We
bit.
have one A tier, two F tiers, and a D tier. Eli, I believe that would raise the
It's got to be C tier.
the stupid twins up to D tier. That's two Fs.
D.
There's one D
tier.
though. There's two Fs and one D. He's already. This is whack.
I put
This
him
is
in
whack.
D. That is the highest those two are getting.
Wow.
It's a fair
Wow.
argument, just because he's so powerful, but yet all that power is wasted because essentially they overlap each other, and then they
What
are.
about Alfarius? Alfarius in B tier and Omegon in D tier because we never hear about Omegon.
Which one are we counting as Alfaris?
Yeah, this is why I'm putting
Is-
them in D tier, one F tier, because you go, what about and then it's a whole nothing sentence.
Technically, the one on the left
his book,
is Alfaris.
I
but
could
Legion is one of the best books in the Horus
I
Heresy.
could tell you
think that's
Sigmar
I
is
think that's true.
Alfarius, and it would have the same level of lore accuracy
bro,
as
he's
anything
awesome.
anyone else.
His books
You know
are
what it is?
cool.
Eli, you know what it is? I think Alpha Legion is much higher on the list, but as Primarchs go, I think unfortunately he's down there. I have to say.
We've had another donation from Man with two N's, and he said one of the funniest things I ever heard was the Alfarius Omegon meltdown. Keep up the good work. Thanks very much
Thank
for your
you.
support.
Thank you, man.
I vote we put Alfarius in -G
He's
not worse than Demon
just because every time I do a video on the Alpha Legion,
Uh,
everyone in the comments is like, "Oh, this character's name is actually Arfarius." Teehee. You're like,
yeah, the community
I'm so
the
done.
community's really annoying. I'll give you that.
I would put him below Demon Primarch Perturabo. At least I know what he's doing.
Oh my gosh, dude!
I don't need to like qualify every statement with, "Oh, maybe this isn't actually true."
I think he's.
Did you actually like?
I'm getting baby mad right now.
We are only 1 year old, so it does fit. Yeah.
Oh man, fine.
We should do the next one before we're
All right.
too long.
How about something uncontroversial? Vulcan, C tier. How are we feeling about Vulcan?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
he's very average.
C or B?
I think C tier.
He's a definition of mid. I don't like him. I don't hate him. He's all right.
I like Vulcan in the same way. Like I like seeing friends from high school. It's like, hey, dude, how's it been? It's good to check up on you after 5 years, and then I don't speak to them for another 5 years.
Yeah,
he does suffer from is a chronic illness of shite books. Which
his whole legion suffers from shite books, don't they?
Yeah, but they're pretty cool in 40k. I think they just.
I like him on paper. I don't like the actual thing.
He's okay.
But, I mean,
we're gonna get in trouble for having him on the same tier as Perturabo.
I mean, I know I've said it before, but I think the problem with like the salamanders in general is like, at least from my perspective, there's not really much stakes. It's like, oh, we're looking for the artifacts of Vulcan. We're really nice guys. Yeah. Our Primarch physically can't die, so he's a bit kind of like, oh, he's a nice guy, and that's cool. But then,
you know what their best thing is? Their best appearance is in Hell's Reach when they meet Black Templars, because they work as a good contrast to another Space Marine Legion, rather than actually being.
I would say, yeah.
Okay,
there were no attackers.
Luke Emparo says
we hadn't been defending. Yeah.
He's a good boy, though. B at least, but unfortunately, he's a good boy. Is all he has going for him, Mr. Luke Emparo.
Who's the salamander? Was it Vulcan Heastan who slapped the shit out of the Minotaurs? Not the Minotaurs, the Marines Malevolent chapter during our.
Oh yeah, and it was Tushan.
Yeah, Tushan. I'd put him in at the salamanders themselves in like upper B tier for that alone, but this is Vulcan, not the salamanders.
I think he has Vulcan has got one saving grace, which is his Siege of Terror battles against Magnus, normal Magnus and Demon Magnus. He literally, when he fights Demon Magnus, he basically dies like 100 times, and he just keeps getting up, and then eventually manages to split apart Magnus's soul, and then he gets him sent back in.
I like that because I'm picturing that X-Men. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah. Should we move on to the next choice?
By the way, can I take this opportunity to say thanks to all 114 people watching today? You're the guys who make this possible, and it's awesome to see you chatting and getting involved, because this is what it's all about. It's about having a bit of fun, isn't it? It's good.
Thanks, fellas.
Yes, please argue with us. We want to see it.
Is the next Primarch Dorn? Is that who that is?
We can do Dorn. I'm not really picking them in any order as they are in the bottom. I'm just kind of grabbing them.
Who are you feeling next?
I'll say it. Dorn's pretty mid.
I can't tell which one of these is Dorn. So how about
I think
that's how mid he is.
I'm pretty sure it is Dorn next. It's just the.
I think the last one. He's the very last one.
Is that Dorn? Because I thought that was a Gundam.
Oh yeah, we're going from the top. So are we going from the top or the bottom?
I think the top is Angron up next.
Yeah, Angron's top left.
Top, then. Angron's pretty C tier for me. I don't know.
I feel B tier for Angron, but I'm not committed to it.
I think Angron goes at the top of C because I'll argue that his actual books and his perspective is deeply tragic and well written, and you kind of you feel sorry for him, but in terms of what he's done and achieved, even as a Primarch, he's just a C tier Primarch. He can't beat the other ones.
I see. There's this thing about the Primarchs, and I think Angron is the only one I can give a pass to, where I feel like too many of the traitors only fell because they did something really stupid with a magic artifact they shouldn't have. Eli, I'm with you. I like Fulgrim. I don't like that his fall to chaos happened because he picked up the dick sword.
I know.
You can do that with one of them. When you keep doing that, it stops meaning anything. Like, Horus didn't have to do any charisma work. He was just like, I see you got stabbed with a chaos sword.
Someone just pointed out they remembered the Vulcan and the
Cool
Elder
story
Child.
arc, bro.
Vulcan and the Elder... yeah, put him in F.
Warhammer just has very few wholesome things. Don't listen to those memers, bro. That's just how it is.
Burning an Elder Child to death is particularly vexing.
Yeah.
Angron's story is pretty, like, from its own perspective, and then his own approach is so good. Like, in terms of you actually feel, in a weird way, he's he's a nutcase who slaughters loads of people, but he feels justified in his betrayal of the Emperor. I think I agree with you, Colin, there. He's not bad. Like, he's not... I don't think he's many people's favorite Primarch, but you'd be like, that was like a decent story.
So that's why I said I'd put him in B tier, but I'm not opposed to him being in the upper end of C tier. Like, I don't feel passionately enough about him to go to bat for that.
The thing is, like, his story's really tragic and everything, but it also makes him kind of one note. You're like, yeah, he's kind of interesting, but yeah. But Angron in particular, it's like, oh, there's that big tragic thing, and then you're like, oh, is there anything else about him? Not really. It's just angry.
Yeah. Choose your next.
What about Demon Angron then?
Oh, he's F tier, bro.
No, I don't think he's
big angry man.
Can I convince you for D tier solely because the model is playable on 40K?
It is. Yeah,
I actually am going to go to bat on this one. I'm going to argue that it's also C tier because, despite him being less of a character, it's a thematic ending of him becoming like it's a deeply thematic ending of like the tragedy of him becoming a monster. And it's also there's just one scene in his most recent book, which is Khorne floods him with his own power, and he literally splits an entire planet as Demon Angron, but the strike kills him for 1 second, and he actually fully dies for 1 second as a Demon Primarch, and his head's like he doesn't feel the nails biting in his head, and he actually has a clear mind for the first time in his entire life, and he's like kind of an actual like regretful human being, and then immediately the pain of the nails comes back, and he turns into like literally the archetype of a demon. I think he's C tier. I do think he's not.
I'd settle for D tier because it sounds like he's done one cool thing.
Could we put him at the very bottom of C tier?
Yes,
he's not C tier to me, though, bro. He's done one or two cool things, and then other than that, he just died and respawned.
He should be D at most.
His fight with Sanguinius at the Siege of Terra.
I'll put him at
he just dies and gets respawned, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't he get bombed in the Siege of Terra as well?
Bombed?
Like artillery struck?
I believe the opening of the Siege of Terra is Angron for some reason gives them a chance to surrender, and then they blow him to hell.
The thing is, whenever I think of him in the Siege of Terra, it's just Angron on top of the Conqueror, kind of like, you know that scene in that old movie where the guy's riding the nuclear warhead going, whoa, and that's basically Angron, just on the Conqueror in space going,
Coffee Grounds is back!
He's back from the endless space. Coffee Grounds for snorting for $10. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
If there was ever a Primarch that turns traitor and you go, yeah, that makes sense, when you see how Biggie picked him up, I still remember the speech about how he was made into a traitor before. I didn't read that very well, sorry, but I understand.
No, I think I'd be okay. I don't mind these in. I think once they all become Demon Primarchs, they kind of drop it.
They're pretty bad.
Angron, I think everyone has the most empathy for Angron because it is a bit like, oh, imagine having that in your brain all the time, and also your dad not saving some of your friends from school before they were butchered. It's dick moves. Like, yeah, I'm just like, whereas like Smelly Mothman, you're just like, oh, he's just a Smelly Mothman. Boo. At least Angron can be a bit more. Oh, we're gonna disagree about that, are we? In the
Mortarian's F tier for me. Angron is D tier.
I'll keep him in C tier.
Yeah, he's better than Morty.
To be honest, I think the more I've been thinking about it, as I've been talking, the more I hate Angron. As a result of
feel something about it.
No, what I've becoming to feel is I hate that what they did with the Emperor in it, because GW likes to pretend the Emperor is smart, and then I point at Angron and like, yeah, this was the smart decision to make, was it?
Wasn't it the argument was that the Emperor didn't save his Eater of Cities just because they had the Butcher's Nail, so they literally were useless to him.
Yeah, but it could have taken like what 5 minutes to at least get the
He
crazy
could have put them in a
psychopath-
zoo or something,
Yeah.
rather than just letting them die.
He could have like created like these psychopathic
True.
shock troops who, because he saved their lives, would have at least been loyal to him.
Yeah, at least put them in the first wave of like a couple of battles, and then they're all
Yeah.
dying in glory.
But
You go,
no,
okay,
instead
well,
he
now
was
they're
just
gone.
like, no, I can't. I simply cannot be bothered. I can see no repercussions for my lack of doing anything here.
Yeah.
Probably move to the next one before it takes too long to
Yeah.
do one list.
Corvus.
Is this
Yeah,
demon one?
bro, I'm not gonna lie.
D.
Corvus is literally D or F tier for me. I just don't care about him at all.
I have no opinions
I think
on
all of Corvus, unfortunately, is, you know what? Normal Corvus, lowest C tier.
I
Demon
like what
Yes.
I like what he was doing with the messed up Space Marines. I like the way that whole little thing panned out when the Emperor gave him his gene.
The Raptors.
Yeah, I like that.
That was
I
fun.
think it's funny.
Yeah,
I
Alpha
think-
Legion goofed on him though, so
I think him
Rip.
I think him bullying Lorgar is funny.
But it's not like in like you kind of everyone goes like, oh, that's cool for a split second, and then you're not.
And then
Yeah,
you
I
forget
mean,
about him.
this is the only Primarch who has a book that's just called Corax in the Horus Heresy series, and it's
Yeah.
so dull.
I mean,
Is it-
I don't think Demon Corax deserves C tier, bro.
I'm not
just like
saying it's
anything.
good, and I know it's been memed to death. I just like the mental image of a raven flying into Lorgar's like warp tower over
It is
and
fun.
over again.
I give him
Yeah.
D tier for that, but
Yeah, I'll give
he
him.
just has like one little part of lore, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
literally all he's done for 10,000 years. Yeah,
So I give him D tier, or even Perturabo Demon. Not Perturabo Demon tier, because he's better than Perturabo. Perturabo Demon is just
I
bad
think
writing.
Enclave General put Corvus is more visible when he's invisible because at least
Yeah.
he's doing something.
Jeez, I wouldn't put Corvus at the top of D tier though. I'd put him at the bottom of D tier.
I'm putting him ahead
He's
of
he's fine.
I'm
though,
putting
he's
him
fine.
ahead of Alfarius and Omegon. I
Wah,
don't
wah, wah.
What's the next one?
Lehman Russ. I like Lehman.
Lehman-
C tier.
I think he's cool.
I think
He's
I'm-
big.
accomplished.
I'm gonna put him in A for now, and then we'll move him. I'm just putting him on the
Yeah.
board up there to give him some
I like him.
visibility.
I like him in A tier.
I'm just for the future. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start by putting them in S tier, and then we'll move him as dictates.
Yeah, we'll demote them
You know what?
gradually.
I think he's got enough depth to him where he's more than what his persona is, but also his persona's not like you could enjoy that just for what it is, but then also like the actual proper man who's not the barbarian underneath. I think he's fine in A.
I quite like Lehman. I hate his children, but I quite like Lehman.
He is cool, to be fair. He
Uh,
did beat Demon. No, he beat corrupted Horus,
Could have killed
overpowered
him.
Horus.
Yeah.
He could have killed him, but he obviously. I mean, they wouldn't have. GW.
Then we
Yeah.
wouldn't have the rest of the Horus Heresy.
Can I just say here about Demon Magnus straight to F tier? Can we just?
Yeah.
Don't let me just put him down there.
Feels bad, man.
I hate the Space Wolves for what they did to Prospero. Ignore the fact that I let that happen. How about regular Magnus?
Ooh,
Yeah, he's literally D tier
F
for me.
tier.
Or F even. Yeah, I hate Magnus, dude.
I will argue that he's not like the others in C, where like some of them are forgettable and stuff like that. And also, I think I'd put him in the lowest part of B simply for the fact that he's interesting, and the fact
I don't hate Magnus.
he's not S tier by any means
No.
because he's actually his greatest weakness is that his arrogance literally blinds us.
Yeah, maybe he's B or C tier, but all the Magnus did nothing wrong memes have brought him down to D tier or worse.
Yeah.
Maybe
Put him in D.
I'll give him. How about
B. I think B's
Yeah,
is in the middle.
too
He's
high.
C. Oh,
he's
in the
not
middle
good as Lehman.
Magnus.
He's not good as Lehman, but he's
He's so
definitely better
boring.
than Angron.
But he has so many negative traits, and he did so many
Yeah,
dumb
That's
stuff.
what makes him
like,
interesting, though.
completely deserves
Yeah, but
everything
he's-
he got.
Yeah,
We
but
like
interesting
other
doesn't necessarily.
Same thing.
see? Can I?
We're not
can I-
just rating them
can I-
on like story points, though.
I'd like to say though, Hal, I know the whole thing with arrogance, especially like Vulcan puts into words. I feel like a lot of that though was GW at the last minute going, oh yeah, he does come across as pretty arrogant. Maybe we should write Vulcan quickly bringing that up so we can.
We need to damage control this.
Yeah,
a
so
little
we
bit.
can say, no, yes, we intended for this to be the viewpoint. I'm sure some level of it was always Magnus as arrogant as hell, but also I cannot imagine that Vulcan speech being anything but, like you said,
Wait,
Andy, some level
We've
of
just had a
banter.
very compelling case in the chat from Nutcase who just says, "Come on, bro, he has horn nipples.
Oh,
This changes
man.
everything.
True.
I
That
will
does change
say,
everything.
I would argue that he stays in B just because of what Magnus can do in terms of his power. The only reason he lost to Vulcan was because he literally is immortal, but he could kill pretty much, unless Lehman Russ again with the anti-psycho armor.
How about
But he's very much more powerful than most of them. And I will argue with there's one scene again. I'm doing the Angron thing. One scene from his Primarch book where a literal ship is falling towards a planet, and Magnus uses his powers of the warp to literally kind of do that thing where he stops at last minute and he almost burns out doing it. It's an incredible scene.
how about
Yeah, it has his moments.
Andy and Eli? I will put forth an olive branch.
Hmm.
Would have been B tier, but he will every single Primarch that goes in B tier from henceforth is above him. Bottom of B
Fine
tier.
with that.
I guess.
I think I agree. Bottom of B.
I still think he's C tier, but bottom of B is fine.
He's
I-
not as bad as
yeah.
Perturabo and Korax. Come on.
Yeah.
He's worse than Korax.
We're trying.
At least you have an opinion on Magnus rather than Korax. You're like,
Yeah.
that's the whole point.
Maybe
don't have to-
should I make
don't
him
be
new
like-
tier, or just like you exist?
Yeah, just I don't know.
This is the Magnus tier.
Yeah, just give him.
It's,
Oh, frick,
it's the
no.
next one. Next one.
Fine, bottom of B.
Sanguinius.
I don't know any. I can't say my
Oh,
opinion on him. I don't know anything
S-tier.
about him. I'm not
My
gonna
boy,
lie.
Sangi.
He's A. He's not S.
tier.
I'd put him in B.
I don't know.
I'd put him in B.
I cry every
No,
night, tears
he
of
does-
blood for what he did.
Sanguinius is lore. Actually, no. Having read quite a few of his books, his dialogue slaps aggressively. And
Yeah,
Sanguinius
You know what-
deals
you
with
know
his
what?
own book is so good.
He gets S tier for the only angels may fly quote. That's like my extent of my knowledge on
beat
him.
up a
Actually, no,
warlord
it should have been
cycle
S.
with-
He actually does
with a
deserve to be
spear.
an S.
And he sacrificed
he-
himself to defeat Horus and stuff. So I mean,
And he's in all the most iconic artwork.
yeah,
about-
he has his models are really cool.
I'll give-
I really like the Saint Michael vibes.
My reasoning for B is that he's depicted as just aggressively too perfect, and the only flaw they gave him is something he physically cannot help. That is not a character trait. That is just
True.
that is.
Yeah, but I find his him trying to hide the red first and the black rage from his
His
brothers
shame,
and trying to protect his sons is really compelling as well. I like how in his books, especially his Primarch one, where it's like hush hush, oh shit, Horus, oh what's that? Oh, it's nothing. I was literally just putting down one of my sons because I don't know, he got some infection. It's not, no, don't worry, don't look too close to this. No, red first, what you on about? And like I like that element of his character.
He kind of has a similar thing where, like with Gilliman, he goes through a massive, not Cygnus Prime, but later Runestorm book. Him, Gilliman, and the line go for like a trial by fire of like Chaos, literally trying their best to corrupt him. And Sanguinius emerges. He knows he's not perfect, but he emerges through it because he knows he fights for humanity in the end. He's
And he
honestly,
kicks Kurz into space.
he's not
which is awesome.
he's not a best boy. He wasn't born a best boy. He may have wings, but that is Sanguinius. He's the best boy because he chooses.
Plus,
to
he
be.
grew up a freak of nature with his wings, and he was a bit like, "Oh, I'm a bit self-conscious about
Oh,
my
I'm a
wings."
freak of nature
Everyone
because
says,
I have
"Oh."
angel wings.
Andy,
Get over
Andy,
yourself.
I was winning there, and you had me like.
But he does kick Kurz into space and is like, "Lol, deal with your own problems." I was like, "Yeah, make him suffer. He deserves it."
Sanguinius.
I don't know enough
Same
about him.
Primarch would deserve it throughout the community. They put him in S.
They would.
The community
I,
would put him in
I
S.
often disagree with the community, so
He does. Of all the people we've talked about so far, he's the one who he deserves S tier.
All right, hold on. Should we put
Not
it
my
to
favourite.
a poll for a few? Should we do a few more of them, and I'll put a poll up just saying, should he be an S
Yeah,
tier?
well, you leave an A for the moment.
We'll
if
put
you
him at the
want.
top of A for no. Lehman's ahead
Okay.
of him.
All
How
right.
about we start something? We'll go back to uncontroversial. Well, Hal might disagree because of how good a villain he is, not because of how good a person he is. Lorgar, straight to D tier.
he's A tier, bro. He's A tier.
How are we feeling,
like
Lorgar?
Lorgar. I like Lorgar. He's A tier.
I do like Lorgar because he's such a piece of shit.
I like his origin story
Actually, no,
too
I
because
shouldn't
he
say.
wasn't bad.
I should
He had
put
good
him low.
origin story.
I do
like
like that the biggest thing he did wrong was have faith in his dad.
He was literally right.
He's either B
He
or
was,
C.
he was literally right. That is a good point.
I don't. He's not a better Primarch than most of them, but the fact that he's so cripplingly weak in his soul as a human being, I enjoy that so much because it's actually like, oh, he's a well written villain. Because even the bit on Istvan where like they're killing all of their loyalist brothers, and then he has a little moment where he actually freaks out and he's like, oh my god, what am I doing? And then Gorferon just goes, stop it, boy, you can't be weak now. And he's like, oh my god. He panics in the moment after he's been corrupted by chaos because he's that pathetic.
I like him in B tier, like you said, Eli, because he's the only one who was right. He's the only one who looked at God and was like, yeah, that's a god.
Yeah.
All I'll say is he's above
decent,
Magnus,
man.
and that makes it fine.
Yeah. How about Demon Lorgar? What are we doing with that?
I don't know. Does he even have lore?
F tier.
No.
He has one.
He taught Abaddon how to summon demons. That's it.
It's F tier because they actually haven't. It's not even a. He's not even got a personality as a demon.
Man, how did you
He's
be
basically
so
like
bad
in
at
a-
these, dude?
He basically rules over like the equivalent of a chaos care home with Corferon and Erebus, just like old men doing bugger all for the whole setting. It's like, oh, you're useless. What are you doing for 10,000 years? Oh, I'm meditating. Get out
does-
of here. You
he
got
does-
all that power.
Argument for D tier.
Okay.
He looks cool.
I don't think this is this. I don't know if this is an official image though. Whatever image this is, it looks awesome.
not.
I'm not gonna lie, but
I'm gonna look up Demon.
I don't think there's
We've
official
got
artwork.
images.
Just
We're
really.
doing drip later, so we'll save the imagery.
It's like
True, I guess.
there's a few artworks, but none of them are quote official as far as I can tell. They're pretty cool
Not-
though.
Yeah.
He's not in.
I guess you're right. He
I
should
would-
be the War Master of Chaos. It literally makes sense. He is the Chaos guy.
Well, he tried to take it for himself
But he
once
sits
and got bitch slapped by Horus. And
course
it's like
he did. Oh my
he's dead
gosh.
now. You can have
Yeah,
it.
but
And he's now like,
that's not
I'm
demon.
good to see my
He's not demon
touting.
Lorgar.
Fuck off.
Demon
Yeah.
Lorgar.
I would like to say something about the Demon Primarchs though. I feel like this is just regarding them doing nothing. I know people complain about it, but I think something with that is it misses the other part of Warhammer, which the whole theme is it's decaying. Which everyone left by time of 40k is infinitely lesser than what came before them.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that, remember, like Demon Primarchs, they lose interest in the Materium. Like all demons do. The Great Game takes precedence.
Well, Coffee Grounds for Snorting has just donated $2 saying there should be a demon tier. In brackets, it's the worst. Yeah,
Yeah, demon Mortarians.
Although all the only people in F tier are Demon Primarchs right
Yeah.
now. So
yeah, because they're boring.
Should we do the next one then?
Well, they're boring, but also it's like it's 40k. Remember, prior to the Horus Heresy, the Demon Primarchs
boring.
were just background lore. They were never supposed to
Yeah.
be explored until GW realized, wait a minute, that's a lot of money we can be making.
yeah.
Then they start
Yeah.
going, what's that? Is that money?
Yeah.
Dig it out, dig it up, dig them out of retirement. Come on, make new
man.
models. It'd be awesome.
$200 model.
Yeah.
Is that what Fulgrim is?
Nope.
I think he's.
I have no idea.
What about-
It's a nice model.
Fulgrim has a really nice model, man.
Is
D
that-
tier.
uh,
D tier.
Conrad Kurz? I think these are both Conrad Kurz.
And we put him above Lorgar.
We can put him above lore. He's only
He's-
an S
he's-
tier because I need him.
He's
there
probably
for now.
A tier. I think Conrad's A tier. He's a really good character.
I think he.
I
I would say A.
And he
as well.
beats Primarch. He freaking beats up the lion.
Dawn.
He does
He
beat
beats
up the
up-
lion.
Yeah.
Everyone says, "Oh, the lion's so good at dueling because he beats Conrad." But of course, Wayne beat Conrad. All right, the lion didn't do anything there.
He did beat him the second time. They kind of had two fights. In the first one,
Yeah.
Conrad almost kills him, and then the lion the second time was like, "All right, I'm going to play serious." Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
Conrad's also, funny enough, what I enjoy about him is that this will be a running theme. He's actually finished. He's dead, and they've left it alone. Like they've
Yeah.
not.
He had the decency to die before he
He's
became
not been
a
turned
demon
into a demon
Primarch and not be
background
cringe.
character. He's had a whole arc of a character. He was miserable all the way up to the end. It was a good end. You know, I'm glad. Basically, it's a good story.
Well,
I think he-
that is again. It's a good story, but that is again. Remember, all of the Demon Primarchs, by the setting's nature, were doomed to have these story arcs that
Yeah.
end with, and then they do nothing for 10,000 years.
Yeah.
With regards to the other factions, I'm sure they're doing stuff in the Materium all the time for the respective gods, but
Well, that's just a point in their. That's not a point in their favor, though. That's just a minus, where it's a plus for Conrad because he's dead.
I know. I'm just saying it like in defense of them. Like that's how the setting was set up for like 30 plus years since its creation. It's just that.
Yeah. I say Conrad. Conrad's a good A.
I can
A.
put him in A.
I think he's solid, good. Like when he's on, whenever he's in something, he's like, oh, that makes it interesting. Night Lord's interesting.
Does anyone, do any of you care to separate Conrad and the Night Haunter? I'm guessing that's why there's two of him.
That's fine.
I don't really care
He
to
pretend they're
That's
two
weird.
different things.
I don't really care to separate them. We're gonna put them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
Next
think he's
one?
honestly top of A tier.
Now
I
for
think
the
he's
next
fine,
one, I want to see if we can reach some ground on this. Okay.
Okay.
What people's opinions about the Primarchs, like in the universe, and what things they have done or things that happened to them shouldn't matter because this is about the Primarchs themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if, like, say, like, you know, a Primarch did something, and then the effects of that should count for this tier list. If
Yeah.
a Primarch, like, dies, and then people's opinions of them changes, like, after the fact, that shouldn't matter because they're dead. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Where are you going with this?
I
Who-
need
who are we
I need
discussing
I need
right now?
I
agreement
don't know
on
where
this
this is
from
going.
everyone.
You're talking about
I need
Fierce Madness?
I mean, if
Or-
anything,
I need
Conrad
agreement
became
on
cooler
this.
after he died. He was like
Right.
the Picasso of his day.
I
Like,
need-
oh,
I need
everyone
agreement
liked my
on
art
this.
after I
No,
was
I
gone.
agree with the
for
call.
when F
Agree.
stands for Ferris Manus.
Oh
I think he does go into F tier, unfortunately, as well.
man.
Top of F tier, though.
Not even D
I'll
tier.
put him
What?
top of F tier. I'm putting
What?
Ghost Ferris at F tier.
By the way, I
Okay,
will
well, why
mention
Ferris
I-
must be. Ugh.
we did a poll before about the most mid Primarch, and I didn't put Ferris in because I didn't think he counted.
Oh gosh, man. He's cool. His friendship story is cool.
It's
with
just a
Fulgrim.
shame we don't have
Oh,
much
that is
to
madness.
talk about with Ferris. It's like,
Have you
he's-
read every single
Uh.
Ferris Manus book? And
That's
short
perfect.
story, and having to actually find it.
Killer
Yeah.
just said
Somewhat.
Iron
He's a little bit
Rose in the
one-dimensional.
chat.
Oh man, I think he doesn't deserve F tier, man.
He's so nothing.
He makes Fulgrim's story good.
That's not
Wait,
him. That's
here's
Fulgrim, though,
Here's
not
the
Ferris.
decider, Colin. Here's the decider. Is he better or worse than Alfarius?
Oh, you got him
Oh,
there.
I'll move him up to D tier then, solely
I'll
because
take
you all
He's also
strong-armed me
jacked.
into putting Alfarius in D tier, not F.
Gotcha.
He's okay in some other Primarch novels. There's a few good things which are from his perspective, which actually show he's kind of playing almost like Fulgrim, like a facade of this uncaring, like brutish beast. He's actually somewhat of a contemplative creature, but you never get to see it. You have to literally search for it in Warhammer lore because it's so hard to find. So he's definitely D tier.
By the way, Elliot Horpt donated $5 saying, Conrad is S tier. The Screaming Gallery makes him one of the most evil characters in the setting. Also, F is nothing to Vindication goes so hard.
And that does go hard.
Ave Dominus Nox.
It does go very hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Legion goes hard. I wouldn't. In the Legion's S tier in terms of.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say Comrade is S tier. We have to be S tier's for the best Primarch ever.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
Yeah.
he
I know
has a
who- I know
similar
who
thing to
does
Lorgar of like, he's the little brother everyone beats up because he's annoying. It's like, yeah, that's kind of the trouble.
Should we just end it right now? Can we just put Gilliman straight to S tier? By the way,
You will hear zero arguments from me.
Is he that cool?
Yes, he
Gilliman
is. I will
is-
go.
the perfect Primarch in terms of doesn't
Yeah,
have
he's
to.
pretty great.
You don't have to be the best combatant as a Primarch. You have to be the best general. He's the best in
I'll
terms
give him
of.
S. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like, he's the best soldier, not best warrior, but like best general out of all of them. He very much
Yeah.
puts Imperium Secundus on his shoulders and carries it, and then now he's carrying the setting. Also, his lore is pretty good. Like his lore is S tier. His inner struggles are S tier, and his actual like genuine. This is a weird thing. His actual use of common and general knowledge, also just general common sense. Sorry, is what makes him S tier because not of them don't use common sense, and it's so frustrating because they're meant to be smarter than us. Gilliman, I actually feel like he's smarter than all of us.
I will
Fair.
defend the Codex Astartes and the Second Fountain of the Dying Breath. You can say it's a bad decision, and you know what? There's solid things backing that up. But he was the only one actually thinking ahead. Like, hey, listen, let's try and do anything to make sure this doesn't happen again. Literally, the only Primarch left thinking ahead.
I would say, like, when you look at, for example, the Red Corsairs, they were a Codex compliant chapter, and they still became like one of the biggest war bands. Like, imagine if they were just rampantly. We've got a few 100,000 warriors. Like, it would have been terrible. It would have been another Horus Heresy situation. So a lot of people are like Codex Astartes stupid, but I'm like, it's stemming the blood, so to speak. It's preventing absolute calamity in a lot of ways, and it does a lot of good stuff.
Though. Maybe not on looks, but maybe
all
not
right, don't.
But, you know,
all right, you know what?
Still pretty cool. Those are more unique, so you know. Give like a tear for Hal making fun of him.
You look at this man right now and tell me that is not an S tier for looks.
He's pretty. He's pretty.
All right, well, the stream hasn't loaded it yet, for me anyway. Look at that man.
I think some others.
Yeah, he's
maybe his face is cool, but I think some of the others they got better armor.
He's got the Roman emperor look, which is epic.
Give that Caesar vibe. Should we do the next
Caesar
boy?
Which is
Fulgrim.
Demon Fulgrim?
Or
regular
we'll start with regular Fulgrim.
Regular Fulgrim is literally S tier for me, but
I
know you guys won't agree.
I would agree. But
this is Fulgrim before corruption, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Pre-corruption Fulgrim is S tier. I think that's actually like unbiased.
B.
B?
Yeah.
Bro, he's basically just pretty Gilliman.
There's a brief window in time where it's between the start of the Great Crusade to the end of it. It's pretty slap bang in the middle of the Great Crusade, where even Horus remarks that Fulgrim is perhaps one of the most respected and actually has a certain amount of. It's more than just a warrior.
Yeah, he wasn't an arrogant jerk either. He was actually a nice guy. He was perfect, bro.
Oh, we got a donation from Devilord for basically for $5, saying all the traitors should be F tier, not because of personal opinion, but because there are more living traitors than loyalists, but they still lose a lot.
It feels bad, man.
That's Fulgrim.
This is a GW certified.
That's not even that's just a narrative problem because they can respawn. Same reason the Avatar of Cain always gets punked because he can respawn.
Yeah. I think Fulgrim is S tier. And I'll die on that hill.
He's not better than Gilliman, though. I
didn't say he's better than Gilliman. He can be behind Gilliman.
I don't think he's
on the S tier.
I don't think he's quite on the same podium as Gilliman. He's a few steps below. He's not Sanguinius. He's not Russ.
A man lost to a sword. God.
It's not his fault, bro. Right?
Again, it brings
he almost
him
ended
down
the heresy. Frick, man.
He also is prone to making some mistakes because he's trying to prove a point, even in his early lore when he's not corrupted yet. I think there's a brief window of time where he probably is S tier, but it's such a brief window, whereas Gilliman is a consistent S tier. It's just, I'm with you, Eli. I do like pre-corrupted Fulgrim a lot because there's like full glimpses of what he could have been, but again, it's glimpses.
Can we settle for top of A tier?
Top of A?
Yeah, bro, he's literally top of
Bob
A.
Lehman?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Can you at least make a point?
I don't
Yes.
know about Lehman.
Can you make a not point? Can you make an argument for why he's S tier?
Fulgrim's a very flavorful character for his entire development. All the pre stuff for Lehman is just him like beating people in contests and killing things. He's not very interesting. Fulgrim even had to live. Fulgrim lived as the poorest of poor in the dirtiest of dirty places, and he went from the lowest position to the highest and stayed humble the whole time. Lehman doesn't have an origin story like that. He's just badass.
I will say, I feel like knocking him down a bit, Eli, only because, and again, hear me out, Angron gets a pass, because I think he's the one allowed to have it, Fulgrim is yet another of the Primarchs who goes, yes, we couldn't find a way to compellingly turn you to chaos, so we gave you an evil sword to just do the work for us.
But that's not his fault.
Yeah, but it's still.
And he has a good internal struggle with it too. He tries to, he goes against it the whole time.
No, he doesn't. He thinks it's conscious at first. He just goes, "Oh, this is my subconscious." Oh, whatever.
Yeah, but he's like, man, why did I think that? That's a terrible thought. And then when he finds out it's the sword, he hates it. And then
he hates it, but he gives up and lets a keeper of secrets have his body for a bit.
He argues with the freaking painting and everything.
Oh no, he argued with it.
Well,
good for him.
I do think he's either top of B or low of A.
Him arguing with it doesn't reattach Ferris Manus's head.
But that's such a good scene too.
What's up, Andy?
While we're talking about the two pretty boys of the Primarchs, the votes have spoken. Sanguinius, 65% of the audience think he should be an S tier.
I'm putting him below Gilliman.
I'm not surprised.
He's below Gilliman.
I mean,
Fulgrim's
not better than Sanguinius. Come on.
I don't know.
Even you
really like good character.
And Sanguinius got tempted by chaos during the thing with Meros and the Red Angel, and it's like, and he went no, and he put his sons above it, and he was going to be like, oh, for my son's sake, whereas Fulgrim were like, oh, Eidolon, I'm going to cut your head off and drink the blood out of it, lol. Like,
Fulgrim Lemanrus is really better than Fulgrim. You guys really think that?
I do.
Yeah,
I think they're the same.
Cringe. Cringe.
I think Fulgrim's about this. I think they're honestly exactly the same. Not in the same character, but like same position. I couldn't put one really strongly above the other.
How about Horus?
Bro, who knows what he did with Ferris's head?
There's just two different Horuses, isn't it? It's corrupted.
Pre-heresy Horus is probably like B tier. I don't know. He's nice and cool.
Horus is S tier.
Is he?
Even if in universe, they all think he's S tier anyway.
Yeah,
he's the one above
for Korax.
He's not overly interesting.
How wrong they were.
He is.
By the way, before we get too deep into it, we've got two donations. We got one from Coffee Ground, saying the Primarchs falling to corrupted weapons is just a worse version of the Nazgul falling to the rings. Oh wait, there's also 9 of those. And Crimson Glory said, I personally feel Alfari is S tier, but I'm biased towards saboteurs and unconventional tactics in a universe where, haha, chainsword go burr.
Yeah,
Good
me
points.
too, buddy. Me too.
Yeah, I bring it down. I think Horus is A. Because those first few books, when it's Horus showing he's like early War Master Horus, and how everyone speaks about him and the way he. Oh, what's the line the author says? Like when Garvey Loken is talking to him, and he's like, "So was so formal, Garvey," and he's actually a Chad. I'm just sad.
He's actually a really nice guy, and he's like he has banter with Torgaddon.
He's smart.
And
He's very.
I do like him.
And he's really good. And he's really good in the bits where he's talking with Sanguinius about the curse, and he's very understanding. And all his brothers are like Mortarion's like, I'm being bullied again. He's like, it's okay, brother.
They did do. You're my Horus's fall to chaos was just he got stabbed by a knife, and now he likes chaos.
I'm not a fan.
His soul was trapped in the warp.
Yeah, that's not. He didn't get corrupted by the knife. The knife sent his soul into the
but the ultimate catalyst of that still is stab.
Well, this is corrupted Horus. I take it then. We're doing.
Well, no, we talked about Fulgrim's fall and freaking in Loyal Fulgrim. We're gonna talk about Horus's fall and Loyal Horus.
Oh, we skipped.
Yeah, but Horus's like soul got like buried in the warp for several years during the heresy, and it wasn't until he was found by what's his name, his equerry Malagurst, right before the Siege of Terra, and he's been like fighting in the warp to stay alive, and he's like, what's going on? And he's like, come back, my lord, we've got to break Terra. And then he's like, actually, I still think it's a good idea, even though I'm returned, even though I'm restored, I think Chaos have still got a point. This is me choosing not to be a pawn. I'm actually going to do it myself.
Yeah, but he was a pawn. That's the caveat for Chaos always, is that you were always a pawn.
Right as a pawn.
Lorgar was right and Horus was wrong. That's
also the ultimate catalyst of that is still he just got stabbed. He got stabbed by the random sword.
No, the sword doesn't corrupt him. The sword
it just puts him in a coma.
Yes, but you take away the sword, you take away Horus falling to chaos.
No. The Kinnebrak sword it's a poison designed to kill a Primarch, but they don't. It's actually them taking him to the Serpent Lodge
The
temple
Serpent's
on
Lodge,
Davin,
yeah.
and then they send his soul
The
into the
Davenite
Warp.
Yes,
priest's
The,
soul.
the sword's not
ex-
actually any chaos in it.
And they do a ritual and everything, and they imbue him with chaos.
Yeah,
and then
the
Magnus
sword-
also puts his aura in and goes, "Oh, guys!"
without without the sword, none of that would have happened in the first place.
Yeah, he also fell to Erebus's.
He got stabbed with
wiles.
the poop knife.
Well,
and
yeah,
he
it's
turned
it's the poop. It's the poop knife. It's Magnus. It's Erebus. It's the Davenite
yeah.
priest. It's
It is-
Abaddon. There's a lot of factors in his corruption.
Okay, I'll be right back. I got to pee so bad, fellas. You gotta keep
By the
arguing.
way, we've got over 200 people watching now, so
Oh,
thanks
jeez.
everyone for
Yeah,
watching.
thank
It's
you.
lovely. It's lovely to have you
Y'all
all
read
here,
it,
and we're
your,
having a laugh.
stats on the side.
We do occasionally bicker, but it's in a fun way.
It is
isn't
so
it?
well done in the book, though. Like Horace's, like the actual like kind of vision quest where he goes through the warp is done pretty well. Like, because Horace is basically kind of rejecting it the entire time. It's only at the very end that Erebus, who's basically studied Horace for this moment, plays on every single one of his insecurities and weaknesses. And that's when Horace goes, he doesn't go, I'm corrupted by chaos. He actually just says, I'm going to rebel against the Emperor and use this warp power. He only gets corrupted technically during the Horus heresy, the actual like full-on war. Like his corruption comes at what's the name of the planet, Andy? It's the one with the warp gate on it.
Moloch.
Moloch. Yeah, he
Yeah.
actually doesn't get corrupted until later. So it is as much as they.
Yeah, it's
again,
like
do
he's
it.
kind of like a conduit up until he's reunited with that piece of his soul, and then he's like, "I've decided. I'm back to my full sanity. I'm still mad. It's fine. Let's go kill the Emperor." And you're like, "Oh, Horus, you can..." And there's the Spear of Russ as well, bringing him back for a moment, and he's like, "Horus, come back. I've freed you of the lies of chaos." And then he's like, "You have freed me, but I still believe." It's like, "Oh, for fuck's..." Yeah, poor
Yeah, I
Horus.
should go with having said all that, corrupted Horus, I say I put him at the lowest point of B because he kind of loses
Yeah.
a lot of the flavor.
He becomes a Saturday cartoon villain.
I put him in F tier solely because I hate that Dark King garbage, or whatever it is. I hate
imagine-
that with a passion.
I think that plot line's just going to fizzle out.
It is going to fizzle out because there's no Dark King in 40k, so it can't go anywhere. It is
I
a
don't think that-
nothing
it doesn't-
sentence.
It doesn't ruin all of him, though. I think, actually, maybe, I could be convinced to put him in C tier, probably, actually.
What are we talking about right now?
Corrupted
Corrupt Horus
Oh,
with
Corrupted
that
Horus,
Dark King garbage. Where it's like, yes, the Harry actually for Fall of Eldar Part 2. Even though you know it's not going anywhere because there's a 40k.
Yeah, he's C tier for me too. Maybe even I don't. The Corrupted Horse is not.
Top of C tier, because it's not as bad as the rest of them in C.
Yeah, it's true. He is better than.
Put him in
We have to,
C.
we have to
The
keep it
other
going.
ones.
We haven't even done one yet. One tier list.
All right, we didn't do
Yes, that's what
Demon.
I'm saying. We're probably gonna do 2 today.
We didn't do
That's
Demon
okay.
Fulgrim, by the way.
Demon Fulgrim is. I think Demon Fulgrim is just as cool as Horus. For
It's
just for his
not-
accomplishments.
To be fair, he's pretty badly damaged Gilliman, which completely screwed up
Yeah.
the already fractured Imperium. Oh, we've got another donation, by the way, from Evangel ACLR. I have to agree with the Chaos Lover. Fulgrim should
Hey,
be
thanks, buddy.
there, then Lehman, then F tier for what he did to Magnus. Hashtag Magnus does nothing. Oh, he said the
Oh,
thing.
you lost me
He
there.
said
You
Magnus-
lost me. You lost
and
me,
we're
buddy. You
lost.
lost
Oh
me.
no!
Thank
so
you for
close.
the support. The content of the message is I'm not a fan.
Demon,
First donation.
Demon
Demon Fulgrim
Fulgrim
is like C
Thank you.
tier, maybe B tier, but probably C
It
tier
hits me
because
with
he's
the-
lazy and annoying.
I think it hits me with the same energy as not Demon Korax
The cool
in terms of my level of interest.
The coolest thing Demon Fulcrum ever did was get virus bombed by Rylanor.
He's actually like advanced lore and done things, whereas
Yeah,
Raven Korax
he
has
does
done
meddle.
nothing.
He has. I'm just.
Yeah.
I
I think C
still,
tier
Whale
is-
of a time.
I still
C
hold.
tier. Sorry, go ahead.
I still hold the coolest thing he did was get blown up.
Yeah, but at least he did
Yeah, but
something.
at least
He did.
at least he's proactively doing stuff and is
And he
also
shows
like
up
living
every
his
once in a
best
while, yeah.
life. He's not just sitting in a tower. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, I'm actually doing like space
Yeah.
cocaine and doing debauchery. Like, fair
I
enough.
think
Fulgrim, that's
he's
your
the
thing.
best. He's the best demon Primarch, but that's not saying a lot.
Can we just shove immediately Rogel Dawn
Con-
to OB? And then, because no one.
It's like C tier for me, bro.
because he's a decent Primarch, but then he's not worse than anything in C, but he's not.
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced this is actually Rogel Dorn. It looks like a Gundam.
He's the paint noob art. I'd put him in high.
Yeah.
I put him at top of C tier, personally.
No, he's not that bad. He does his
is
Siege
C-tier,
turret is Rogel Dorn's thing.
It is.
The only thing we need to determine with that is he worse than Magnus?
No, I like
he's
him more
better
than
than
Magnus,
Magnus.
but I also disagreed with the Magnus
Yeah.
B tier. So
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think he should be a D tier, to be honest, Magnus.
No,
yeah,
he's
screw
not.
him. Big
Be honest,
nerd.
he's no one's favorite.
We gotta move
Thank you,
past
Andy.
Magnus.
He's like the slightly better version of Vulcan, where he's no one's favorite, but he's not
yeah,
that
that's
bad.
true. He's
But
okay. I
the-
like the pain glove.
The line, the pain glove is funny.
Siege Terror is his moment, and then
And then he dies.
Iron Cage. Iron Cage is his like killer, so it balances out, which is kind of nice. He's
The
okay, I
lion.
guess.
The lion.
He's A tier, I think.
A tier.
He's Ryan
That's
Gosling tier. He's Ryan Gosling tier.
He's just like me.
He's
for real.
literally me. He's tistic. He can't talk to girls. He likes playing with a big sword and killing monsters.
You know what? I think Eli just convinced me to up from B tier.
F tier is to fortify. That's funny.
Lion is A or even S tier, but probably A tier, I guess.
I don't think he's quite S. Like, yeah, maybe in universe he's considered S.
In universe, he's S tier. He's like
I
the
think
best
he's not-
general. He's
he's not
high tier
Gilligan.
duelist.
Before we move on,
Space Tarzan is pretty cool.
I'd like to give a shout out to all the ads playing because I don't have ad block
Yeah.
installed. Shout out
Give
to
him some
not
entertainment
follow
for
any
the
of them.
fellas. Oh, another donation. Happy birthday again. Have you all read 40K Line Book by Mike Brooks yet? What did you think? I liked it.
Yes.
Says Alexander
Did this man just
Abramov.
ask if I've read a
It's on
book?
my-
Thank you. I don't think I've read it. I don't remember. I might have.
I
It
have.
was a long time ago if it was.
Son of the Forest.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I
new,
haven't read
the
it.
new
Never
one.
mind. No, I haven't
Like
read it.
that book is it. If you'd only known that about the lion, it almost makes it sound like Gilliman in a weird way because the amount of like character development in that book is astounding. But it doesn't make him S tier. Unfortunately.
Crimson Glory, thank you for the $2. Where does the War of the Beast Primarch rank? I haven't read the series, but probably A tier. I don't know. He's probably cool.
He has his own.
Which one? There's so many.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
That's the thing,
Yeah.
It's like there's like a Primarch, and then it's like, oh, there's not just one. There's loads
Whoa.
of them.
Oh, who's next then?
Jagged Icon.
S tier. S tier.
S,
Yeah.
top of
S for
S
speed.
tier.
S for speed.
I'm
Yes,
not.
yes, yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
not putting him above Gilliman. I'm the
Oh,
one controlling the
lower
choice.
end
I'm
of
s-
Whoa!
I think he's cooler than Sanguinius, but that's because I
I-
don't know enough about Sanguinius. so
I like
can't
him
say
more
it.
than Sanguinius. He is not Gilliman.
He's above
He's-
yeah,
Sanguinius
but
for me.
how many times has Gilliman said like a really cool one-liner to
True.
Mortarion or Fulgrim,
True.
etc.?
Has Gilliman
Like,
thrown
he
a
just
dreadnought
thinks your
one-handed?
Codex Gilliman. Oh.
He
Gilliman
had a
also
re-
hasn't. Has Gilliman beat any other Primarchs in combat other than Demon Primarchs because that
No.
looks stupid?
Gilliman's not
Yeah.
beating anyone.
He's beat every other one in the war. Maybe not won the
I think
battle.
Gilliman's
he doesn't
fought
need to win
all
the
the
battle.
Primarchs, more or less.
Gilliman
He's not
loses
won.
to the Primarch, and then all of his soldiers win the battle around him.
Yeah.
Technically,
Because
beat
didn't I
He
say a
also.
while ago,
He also.
I think he's the only one who's fought all the traitor Primarchs with exception to Horus. Like he's had a
Yeah.
scrap with all of them.
Gilliman also had one hell of a speech to Lorgar where he said he's going to throw all of his motherless bastards into hell.
Monarchia puts Gilliman down a peg for me. Actually,
No, based.
that was such a bad decision.
He felt bad about it. It's okay.
I'm in charge of the poll. I'm going to put. Should we put Gilliman behind? Should we put Jagatai in front of Gilliman? Yeah. 'cause
No.
I
No.
think he-
I refuse.
All right, Mortarion goes into stinky tier. Like Mortarion's literally deadest manus tier for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I just
I-
having read
Yeah.
every
absolutely
sorry,
fair
Mortarion
poll
bros.
going up now.
just having read every book for Mortarion.
Okay.
Aggressive.
Oh, I'm not talking. I'm not you,
good
hell.
poll.
The poll.
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't even vote in that one. That's not even fair.
Yeah.
Mortarion is aggressive C tier, by the way, and not Demon. Demon Mortarion is D tier, top of D, just because he actually has,
Yeah.
he has really good conversations on Siege of Terror, and also he gets to be in the Plague Wars with Gilliman, which it kind of. As much as people are like, oh, he's a hypocrite. Yeah, that's his thing.
Yeah.
He's a hypocrite, and it makes him interesting.
Demon Mortarion doesn't deserve D tier in my opinion. But
I think regular
Yeah.
Mortarion is C tier because I feel bad for him, and I like his fall to the chaos was
Fair.
actually like, damn, that's rough.
I think I'm happy with that list. Does anyone want to change anything?
I guess we have 2 donations as well. Enclave General says base con enjoyers. Thank you for $5, and thank you Richard Bakar. 8 me Conrad, 8 me Petrabo, 8 me Morty. Love me Con, love me Sangy, love me Gorilla Man. Fair comment. Thank you.
Yep.
And also, I just like this one here from Jack says, "I love democracy" regarding the poll.
Truth is, Colin poll is rigged from the start. Says Mr. Coffee. Thank you again for $2.
We move on to
Good
the next one, I believe, which I think is that factions, if I remember. Colin?
Still can't believe Lehman Russ is above Fulgrim.
I'm
I'm not forgetting this. I'm not forgetting this.
I need to save this image though.
Literally, I say Emperor's Children
Posterity.
above Space Wolves, though.
Oh hey, look, it's my screenshots.
Oh, Captain Fire Splitter, sorry, thank you for the $5. Do you think if Vulcan returned, he'd go against the Imperium slightly for its treatment of civilians? Also, Fartarian F tier, thanks, buddy. I don't think Vulcan would go against the Imperium. He would probably not like the Inquisition.
Screenshot's name.
I think Vulcan would dislike the Inquisition, but I don't think he would go like super far.
Oh, Ed's in the chat. He's complaining about how the lion was robbed. Oh,
We're
Sorry,
very
man.
sorry.
I thought he could be S tier.
If you want to get on here and argue your case,
Yeah,
we'll happily have you
You're
on.
talking about the screenshot names and not questioning why I have Walter White.
I didn't see that.
Oh, all right.
What's
There's,
this?
All right, not to put you on the spot, Ed, but should Gilliman be behind Jagatai?
no,
Surely
no,
Jagatai should
no.
be the top.
Above the
I'm going to the
lion.
next tier list.
Oh, the
Of course,
democratic
Steelers
poll
garbage.
saying
Lol.
yes. I cannot believe this injustice.
That's how it is.
Gilliman's like that car you had, which just keeps on running, and it's not even the best car you've ever owned, but it's your favorite car.
I did a little
I
bit of-
I don't, not sure about this one.
I did a little
I
bit
don't
of
know.
pre-editing of this tier list.
Are we doing Warhammer Fantasy next?
This one is just every faction,
Crazy.
almost every faction.
What? You madman.
There's even a little dark.
Look, like a
Man,
third of
man.
these are Age of Sigmar, so no one but me is going to have any ground to stand on.
We go for it then. Let's go.
Crazy, bro.
Top one, Colin.
We have received 2,500 CLP from Dante Megadeth, who says Gilliman loses his fights because the script narrative needs it. He also wins his fight because of that. But yes, thank you for the donation.
Thank you for the donation.
Thank you, sir.
Just imagining him in the God Blight one where he's killed by Mortar and then he's infused with the Emperor and he's just like, parry this, you casual. Like, oh, no. Poor nerd.
I don't like people complaining about that. Chaos does that all the time, but the moment the Emperor gets one single moment where he does it, it's like, oh, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
BS.
Goddamn Colin.
All right, we should get into this insane freaking this insane
let's get
list.
to
I
it.
can't believe you could find all of these.
Look,
You're crazy, bro.
Even S tier immediately.
look. I'll cut out all the chaff for you guys right away. Oryx, C tier, Age of Sigmar. If
Yep.
there's ones I think you can reasonably get, I'll talk about it a bit more. But
Okay.
for the most part, we'll just speed through.
Fair.
Sons of Behemoth, C tier. They're just big.
I
I'm
don't
the
know.
Deepkin beat the really cool design.
Empire S tier.
I mean,
Empire is S tier
S
for me.
S for Sigmar, bros.
Oh yeah, we're not doing Empire and Sigmar yet. We're doing other stuff.
Yeah, no, this is just
Luminath Realm Lords.
anyone.
They look cool, so
any-
sure.
Any arguments against Karl Franz and his people?
No,
I don't think they're S tier.
it's S tier.
Good.
I think,
Skaven S tier.
Skaven
Yes.
are S tier.
S
They're
tier.
great villains.
It's not even a choice at that point.
Bro, come on.
Cities of Sigmar,
I don't.
aka
They look cool, so
Andy,
I give
what
them
is that
B. But
hole?
that's I don't know.
leftover Imperial or leftover Empire models and every other race that doesn't get a full army in AOS.
Yeah, cities.
you go.
Just because they have new models, I give them B tier.
Steampunk dwarfs.
I will say, as the person who knows, who's basically got no
Karajan
fantasy,
Overlords.
no, I'll just side with whatever Colin picks because he's.
I think
the
Karajan,
fantasy
yeah,
on
C.
his side.
Karajan,
So he gets my votes.
They have cool models.
Can we put Tomb Kings in A?
Yeah, that's respectable.
I
for me.
think because Cetra carries it. Strong.
All right, you can put
Seven
Tomb Kings in A,
doesn't
but then I'm going to argue you can't put Necrons higher than A.
No, I wouldn't.
What?
Necrons are now just Tomb Kings with metal.
Rigged.
They're Tomb Kings, but they don't have souls.
This is why we got it should be separate bowls, bro.
Where's
stolen
Caused
from?
him to have a coughing fit.
Look, I can clear it, and we can just do it one setting at a time. But I'm just trying to get. I was just getting the AOS stuff out of the way, so no one had to think about it.
I think
For Fire Slayers.
the Marathi and the Dark Elves one, like with the Malekith.
Daughters of Cain.
Daughters of Cain goes to F tier because they're making it that Dark Elves can't be their own faction in Age of Sigmar, and that makes me mad.
Daughters of Cain
they
go
look
to
cool.
B tier because I can't even put into the words Marathi. Oh my god, I'm down bad.
Okay, God, okay.
Oh, no.
That puts him down to C. That puts him down to C.
Don't care.
Ah.
Night Haunt.
Not based abort.
Night Haunt.
I don't know. I don't know what this image is, so it goes into C tier.
Again,
All right,
they should just be vampire counts.
We've made it
so-
almost through Age of Sigmar. Sylvaneth, B, Stormcast Eternals are S tier.
Are they, bro?
They
Come
are
on, they're
what
just-
they are what GW wishes the Space Marines could be. But they can't do that now because the
They're
Space Marines
cool.
have 40 years of lore behind them now.
Thank you, Wizen, for the $5. Currently hitting shoulders. Cetra on
right
top increases my testosterone. Base, dude. Get at it. Good job, buddy.
See, look how quick that was. Now it's the faction. Oh wait, one more AOS. All right, now it's the factions everyone knows.
Off you with $2 again. You're a G, bro. The second we get Necron Cetra, instant S tier.
But we
Necron Cetra is that'd be
no,
cool.
there can never be a Necron Cetra because there was only one Cetra, the Imperishable.
Yeah.
I would argue Knights /
What did you just put into B tier? What do you just put into B tier, Colin? What is that?
This?
Is that Ozark Bone Reapers?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but Tomb Kings are way cooler than them.
Yeah, which is why Tomb Kings are above them.
Yeah, but like they should be 2 above them. I
Ed
feel
said
like.
this
I
is a
don't know,
complete
it's-
misuse of incognito.
I like how it's just commonly like bickering, and me and Hal are just watching, going, "This is all kicking off, isn't it?"
Ed, if you want to do one of these tier list ones, you have to let us know, buddy, because this is ridiculous. And what was it? Knights, Imperial Knights, D, boring.
What? No way, dude.
They gotta go into C tier.
What?
Yeah, they're like B tier for me. They're cool.
Name a single knight character.
I don't need to
if
name
you
a
read-
single knight because it's Pacific Rim 40k.
Yeah, and like, have you in Mechanicus is such a
not.
freaking cool book, dude.
I like Pacific Rim. It's not that. It's,
they're cool.
How's Warlock's cool? How's
They're like their own.
Ethan is
They're their
cool?
own
How's
thing.
Great
Yeah.
Walker?
Oh my. And the Mechanicus is just such a cool Horus Heresy book, and it puts the knights in a really epic light.
Hell,
I really like.
I
them.
understand
Sons of
from
the
a
Seven
narrative
Arts.
perspective they don't do much, but I'm not just looking at narrative. It's not just narratives. Look at this picture.
Yeah, it's freaking cool,
okay.
man.
I'll go higher. What do you guys think then?
I think they're B tier.
I'll put them bottom of B tier.
Yeah.
That's
Most
a
people
compromise.
don't go, oh, I love 40k. You know, the knights. Most people don't mention it, even knights. So
They were like a revolutionary like thing for the models for tabletop
Yeah.
and stuff, though.
They're
Like,
also,
I think they deserve B.
A very simple, cool thing. It's like, yeah, big stompy robot. That's great. I don't need any
And like
more
their
than
knight,
that.
they're
Yeah,
literally
but
like
there's also
Monster
houses
Hunter
like
houses
House-
and stuff.
And especially with like the Horus Heresies, like House Divine and their whole like fall to Slanesh, and they become
Yeah,
Slanesh knights. And it's
I
like,
think
and their feudal system and how they're all bonking each other, even though they're all related. You're like, this is funny, but in a weird way.
I think the knights from the first Tyrannic War and the Court of the Nephilim King, that alone earns them at least B tier because that name goes so hard.
I've been convinced of it. I think a bit higher
Nice.
in the B.
Got him.
Should we do the Yunari?
Straight into F tier.
man.
Even I can't keep that.
They're just,
I have
they're
never
just
heard of
cringe,
this faction.
man.
You don't even heard of them.
No.
They're
They're
the
like
Eldar
Man
and
with the
Dark
Iron
Eldar are like
Hands. They
the
don't
conglomerate.
exist.
They want to kill their whole species so they can resurrect the god
I
Yened,
know, I'm just joking.
who's
I
just
think-
Slanesh in disguise.
I think I like everything about them. Unfortunately, they keep getting narrative. I think I could put them in
Yeah.
D because the three models they have are
They
great
are cool.
models.
And they gave us Eldar players hope for like 5 seconds.
And then they ruined it.
Yeah.
I think Sororitas,
They are the epitome of false hope. Got it.
Yeah.
maybe Sororitas or Adeptus Sororitas C tier. Maybe.
What? Sorrow?
I'm gonna kill you.
I just don't feel
They
any
are-
draw.
Sororitas are A to S tier for me. I think they're so
Yeah, they're
cool.
all-
S
I
tier?
really
They're
like
so
them.
cool.
They're one of my favorite factions.
I just
in
did a
Warhammer.
video on them. They're so
Any
good.
problem with them is because GW doesn't use them. They are like the embodiment of the Imperium and the faith
They're
that
the
it stands
yeah.
for.
They're so
on par
cool.
with like Cetra and the
Yeah.
Doom.
Just their faith in the
Well, if you
Emperor
couldn't
alone
tell,
is so
you see,
cool.
I moved Cetra up while no one was looking.
Yeah, I do see that. I
By
can
the way,
settle
we
for
got-
A tier. I can settle for A
We got
tier.
another
I'm okay with that.
$5 donation from Coffee Grounds. Thank you so much, Coffee Grounds. You're putting our kids through college. We don't even have kids. B for Lord Horic,
yeah.
High King Valeric, Canarem, High Prince of House Conorum, Master of the Blade of Gaia, Keeper of the Gates of Loralo, and more.
Nice.
He's the knight from the Orc game.
Shooters and blood shooters and teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, I want
Yeah, and he's like got this massive title, and he's just like the such and such and the such and
And
such
the
and the
orc is asleep.
Eradicator, and it just takes up the whole page of all his titles, and the orcs they're going, come on, get on with it. It's brilliant.
I want to shove vampire counts either into top B or low A.
I really like vampire
I'll
counts.
put
too.
them bottom of A because they have
I think
Manfred,
Vlad-
and that takes them down a lot.
Yeah, Vlad
Yeah,
is S tier and
well-
Manfred is F tier, so
And
yeah.
just being vampires, that makes them cool.
Vlad is like above S tier. What even
Vlad tier.
what that would even be? Yeah, he's Vlad tier.
By Daddy.
Unfortunately, he shares a faction with Manfred.
In fact, he's related to him.
Oh, yeah, that's a critical failing.
Yeah.
Vlad's only failing was
spawned
siring
him.
Manfred von Karstein.
Oh man,
Okay, is there not a Malekith tier?
There is the Dark
I like
Elves.
Malekith. Dark elves are they're not S tier,
No,
I'll
Dark
admit
Elves
it,
are
but they're
not
A
S tier.
tier for me. They are A tier for me. They're really cool. They have one of the best aesthetics in all of Warhammer, in my opinion.
Knives.
Their models are epic. They're cooler than the Dark Eldar. Yeah, I really like them. Their Malice Darkblade is like one of the best, most famed characters
He
in
is,
Warhammer.
He is pretty sick.
That is a good point, actually.
Speaking of, we'll do their counterpart. Dark Eldar, I'm feeling B tier. Any?
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
really cool, but I also think they have like the
What do
Eldar are
you-
just better, and they have bad reasoning for doing all their bad stuff, and like
Where's
Yeah.
they're
Eldar?
jerks.
Where's Eldar?
Right.
Eldar's S tier for me, but like I know that's gonna be
You're
I
not,
feel
you're not
bad.
gonna get any arguments from me on that
I
one.
actually would also put Eldar in S tier.
Nice.
Andy, you're the what?
Okay. Voting for myself
On
currently.
what? Sorry.
The Eldar.
Eldar.
We have 3 S tiers.
Oh, he's a Xenos hater. We know what he's going
Could we put it in the lowest one, please?
I'm not putting them alongside Bretonia. I'm simply not doing that.
I think Eldar are S tier. I think they deserve it. They get shafted so much in the lore, yet they're still so cool.
Their movers and shakers, their models are great.
and producers.
But if Eldar are S tier, then Necrons are S tier too, and that's my
Yeah.
only that's my conditions.
A donation by Crimson Glory. Thank you very
Thank you.
much, buddy.
Skaven.
Skaven, best race. Yes.
Thank you. Very nice.
I can't quite tell, but I think this is the Leagues of Votan.
Bro, I'm sorry,
Listen,
dwarf bros. They're
listen,
D tier.
Listen, I think they should get C tier solely because of Rock and Stone. Bottom of C tier, bro. Rock and Stone.
I don't like their lore's okay, but it barely exists. Their models really don't click with me. And they came out before we got updated lines for all the old
I'm
factions.
just saying, if you don't Rock and Stone,
Yes.
you ain't coming home.
I mean, you're right. You're right. But that brings them out of F tier to D tier for me. I'm not like I don't know. You know what? You know what they have? They have the Power Miners Lego set vehicle, so that they can stay in C tier. They can stay in C tier just for that.
Okay, C tier.
I'll put them bottom of C tier.
You're so good at turning it around and being like, I had this awful, I have like a negative take, and he's like, actually, you're wrong. And I'm like, what? Is there Gene Stealers on there?
I mentioned Rock and Stone, and I see the chat is Rocking and Stone.
Yeah.
Is there-
Okay.
That
Gene
might
Stealers?
actually be the Gene Stealers. I can't tell.
I think it
I
is.
think it is. That looks like a Primus to me.
All right, well then we'll put honorary C tier Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah.
What am I doing with the Gene Stealers?
You guys, I know I'm not going to win this one.
I have no opinion on
I
them.
should just let it happen. They're B or A tier for me just because their characters are so
High B.
cool.
I can settle
And
for
they're-
being B.
B is honestly fair.
All right. Chaos Dwarfs. Any opinions?
I know they're just
They're
they
neat.
just, they're literally
They're
Minds of
neat.
Moria ripoff. What the heck? Their lore is literally
I don't know
they dug
much
too
about
deep and
fantasy,
greedily.
but they just look really freaking derivative. Even for me, I'm like, oh, they're just this,
Maybe
but
they're
it's
deep,
red.
to be honest.
All I should. The
I
most
mean, I like dwarves.
the most I can give them is their neat. Personally, that's
Yeah,
about all I
me
got.
too.
It's like
I didn't buy their DLC. I mean, like that alone is
We
enough for
put
me to
high
put their C
elves.
tier.
High elves.
I
S or
I
A?
no, not S,
I
not
I, I
S,
have I have
bro.
made another tier.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Melted
Oh,
Phoenix, thank you
before-
very much for the $15. My favorite part of this channel is Eli and Colin trying to make coherent arguments around the extreme amounts of Slanesh testicles and ultra balls in their mouth. Okay, alright, okay.
Quite rude,
Ah,
but
cool,
funny.
man.
That's fair.
Slaneshticles, wow.
Oh man.
But I have added an SS tier.
Look, Melted Phoenix, I'll be honest, I dislike Slanesh, but I hate that Emperor's Children fell to chaos. I'll be honest.
got
I wish
another
they were
one,
still loyal.
Odra Noel Zenitram gave $5 and says, "Where is Tyrion, the Reaper, the Man Killer, heir of Aenarion, defender of Ulfuan, ever Queen's Chosen, the Orcbane, the Dragon of Colt?"
I have a fun story about
Kotek,
Tyrion where I
Kotek.
accidentally introduced an entire class to him.
What?
It was during
Nice,
COVID when
nice.
it was all online teaching, and I forgot to mute myself when I was tabbing out and playing Total Warhammer instead of school. So I clicked on Tyrion, realized I was unmuted, and then he screamed, "I am Tyrion, the heir of Aenarion," and the entire class went silent.
That's awesome. All right, Tyrion is pretty S
And then we moved
on.
Oh.
Batman, whatever is the warden guy is really cool.
Eltharion.
But high elves on an individual basis though are F tier, but their characters are S tier.
All right, I'll give him A tier for that then.
Fine. They're below
So-
Dark Elves though.
Where do you put Space Marines though? I guess
S for Space Marine, bro. I like.
Yeah.
They make
Let's not
40k.
kid ourselves. It's the bread and butter of 40k.
They are
in general,
iconic
so-
for a reason.
yeah.
I
I
give
still
them
hold
S tier.
personally Stormcaster cooler.
I don't know enough Stormcast lore, so I can't. But the Space Marines look cooler. So I got.
Yeah.
No, I anything
Personally.
with a face mask for a helmet, instant. I love it.
Yeah.
They just-
Beastman.
I mean, Dante's got one of them,
Yeah, but Dante's.
Yeah.
I don't care about the Blood Angels.
and all the sanguinary priests.
I don't care about the Blood Angels, so it falls flat.
Sorry,
And the
comrade.
sanguinary
Winston.
priests of the other Blood Angels descenders.
Those are
I
still
don't even know
Blood
if they
Angels.
think about Beastmen at all, to be honest.
And what's his name? The Ultramarine who has the that kind of death mask thing in the Horus Heresy. What's his name?
Yeah, but
he's
he-
in Terminator armor.
He's already an S tier because he's an Ultramarine.
Yeah.
He doesn't need
Yeah,
anything else.
he's an Ultramarine tier.
Those
Beastmen are
those
like
Ultra balls are speaking big.
Beastmen.
I,
They're
None of them even have
they're
a
very
D.
C tier for me. Even D
Very-
tier.
I
Maybe
put them
even
in
D
D tier because they're.
They just do they ever win anything?
No,
I guess
they
in the
don't.
end times. In the end times, doesn't Kazrak kill Boris, which is cringe?
They kill
Where's
each.
the other
no,
way
no.
around?
Boris kills Kazrak, and then all of the beastmen
Okay,
around
yeah.
Boris kill him.
Ah,
The
yeah, they're
only
D tier.
the only meaningful thing they do is try to stop Nagash and fail, and try and corrupt Athalor and fail.
Yeah, they're pretty, and they suck so much in Total War. They're like
Pain.
instant victory every time you fight them, especially as Wood Elves. Oh
Their
my gosh.
free experience.
They don't even make for a good last battle. Like,
I'm gonna say you put
whoa,
Ogre Kingdoms in the C.
I got.
they're A for me. I really like ogres. But anyways,
we got a big
non-
donation. We've got to mention.
yeah. Thank you for the $20, non-Dermia. You know what your name is. I can't speak. Yeah, why is Bretonia so far down, bro? Don't ask me. It's Colin. All right. Why Corn and ogres are so far up? I get not everyone wants to be a Chad in shining armor. Also, happy anniversary. P.S. Just pretend the lady is a VTuber. Oh yeah, there you go, Colin.
No,
Bretonia's
no,
S tier for me,
no,
by the way.
no.
Non.
I got
Dermian.
I am executive decisioning as the one controlling the tier list.
Are we still talking about ogres? Ogres are like A tier for me. They're really fun, but I'd settle for B tier.
I can settle putting them in B tier, but just listen to the ogre song trailer for Total War, and
Yeah.
that'll
Oh, actually, that's a good. Yeah, B. Go shove it in B. I think.
I'll put them above knights.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
No, they're below knights for me, but it's whatever.
Dark elf. I don't. There's two.
Marathi.
There's two dark elves.
We
Just
don't
put
need
it
to
next
worry
to
about
that Marathi's?
That is
faction, isn't it?
Marathi,
Marathi,
right?
they're
SS
F
tier,
tier. They're F tier
SS
for me.
tier, SS tier.
No, no,
it's not.
no,
It's not even
no.
close. I don't care if you're down bad. It goes. See, Marathi's already on there within B tier, in the middle of B tier.
That's
This
right.
isn't even.
Fine,
this
that's
isn't
fine.
even-
But no, no.
I'm fighting the urges.
Oh man. Okay.
Mechanicus S tier.
I mean, they are very Warhammer aesthetic. Their characters aren't always.
Maybe high A. I'd say the top of A.
High A to
Oh,
S.
high A.
Honestly, I'm fairly indifferent, but they are
I don't
40k. Very
I'm not
40k.
like, saying it with chest. That's an S tier. Though. I don't think any of us
Yeah.
are.
Are the Flesh Eater Courts on the list? That's a good question, Colin.
I have no idea.
I don't think they are.
That's why I
not.
said nearly every faction. I think some
Yeah.
are missing.
Yeah, I'm okay with putting Admech there. A for Admech.
Lizardman.
Mm-hmm.
Lizardmen are A tier or S tier because of the Final Defenders Tariff song video
Ooh. Lord
with
Cro-
Queek
Lord
with
Croak.
Queek on the motorbike.
Lord Croak
I
is
do
also
like-
pretty great.
Yeah, they are.
do
Their
like them.
slant are really cool.
Lowest part of
To-
S tier at most.
What is it,
Sneaky
Andy?
peeky for the viewers. Me and Colin did a
Ooh.
Fancy Fireside episode on the Lisbon, which is upcoming, and we had a chat about them, and they seem pretty cool to me.
They are.
They are
pretty
the
Uh,
Final
I like-
Defenders.
I like me a-
Glory Hammer song.
I like me a T-Rex with a spear. It's pretty cool.
and a laser.
Lord.
They're cool. They go in S.
And a laser.
Custodes. I'm feeling B tier, honestly.
Yeah, I'm even C tier for me personally.
They do.
I just don't
feel
care
like
about them
might
that
agree
much.
with that.
On an
Very
individual
middle of
basis, they're really cool.
middle of B.
I like Grey
could
Knights
settle
better.
middle of B. If I
Doesn't
was
have Grey
if
Knight
I was
on it.
accounting for fan bases, I would put Custodes and Bretonia tier.
Yeah. Yeah.
They lost one fight.
Kill him! Kill the rider! Kill him!
Imperial Guard S tier.
Yeah, they have to. They're SS tier, bro.
No, not SS. They're not on the same
They
level. as
deserve it.
Skaven.
They deserve it. We got to have a 40k
I could
faction
say
in SS tier.
Above, maybe just above Lizardman. I'd say in S tier.
I think they deserve SS tier. They're good lads, good strapping lads.
Yeah.
Andy, Colin, what do you think?
We've got to put them in. I mean, think of it this way. Kane is in there.
Yeah.
We got
Oh,
Yarrick is
Yarrick,
in there.
Gaunt.
Gaunt is in there.
I think they're
Any
SS
character you
tier,
like
bro. I
in
think
I
they're
agree.
SS.
I
Better
agree.
than Space Marines. They're not better than Space Marines. There's no way.
Yeah, they are.
absolutely
Yeah, they
are
are.
better than
They're the
Space
true
Marines.
heroes of
They're
the
actual
Imperium.
human. Listen,
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna paraphrase something.
In fact, I think if Space Marines are S tier, I think Sisters of Battle deserve S tier as well.
I don't
Yes.
remember where I heard it, but to paraphrase a quote, if all the Space Marines disappeared, the Imperium would fall in a year. If the Mechanicus disappeared, it'd fall in a month. And if the Guard disappeared, it wouldn't last the hour.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think the Space Marines.
Hashtag meat grinder.
Space Marines are awesome. Like I don't know the word. I love their brotherhood and their like monastic style, and just like that whole. I like them for the same reason that I like the Sisters of Battle. I don't know. I like the Sisters of Battle, sisterhood and faith in the Emperor and like connection with each other because they're all their sisters. We're all the Space Marines are all brothers. I like that stuff so much. And the Imperial
To
Guard
be
is just
fair,
that stuff put together.
Captain Firesplitter just mentioned that Sly Marbo is in their ranks, so
That
is
also
that
true.
does make a big difference.
Fair enough. SS tier. It's already there.
I'm voting yes in the poll, by the way. I know what I'm doing. Necrons.
S tier, bro.
S tier.
Please, bro. Please, bro.
I can put them in S tier since I've made the SS tier.
Necrons are SS tier for me, but they
Top
can
of
stay in
A,
S tier.
bottom of S.
Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
I say,
Who let this guy in?
I took an S. I took an S tier.
Infant in the
I
Divide
must
is
admit,
better than 80%
they're right
of
beside
books.
the Eldar, I think. If the Eldar are there, I think the Necrons get to be there too.
That's a good
Wow.
point.
Cyphus
Coffee's
King,
being very
Coffee's
generous
maybe.
again. Wow. Thank you, Coffee. You're
I
really
think
putting us through the-
Necrons go with Eldar.
I must admit, I just finished off the second Twice Dead King book.
So good, dude.
It's fine.
This guy.
It's
Oh,
fine.
I'm gonna have a heart attack, dude.
The second book is a little bit worse than the first book.
Stealthy 47, thank you for
Yeah.
the $2. The planet did break before the guard.
I've also realized there's no Chaos Space Marines on this list.
Yeah, I was thinking that
Sad.
too.
Oh, so sad, bro.
Should we do the next ones at Harlequins?
It is Harlequins.
Harlequins are B tier. I think they're cool,
I think
but
A
they're not
tier.
that
Memes.
crazy.
They're very highly
Just
underused. I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe the very top of B.
All right.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
if we put Custodes in B, then they Harlequins.
Yeah,
Harlequins are Eldar
yeah.
Custodes.
That's
I'll
fair.
Just
say
cooler in
maybe
my
B, isn't
opinion.
it?
Tau. How do we feel about the Tau?
Tower B tier for me.
F.
B.
F tier.
They're
All right,
B
well,
tier.
that's 3 B
Farsight is
tiers.
S tier
Boom.
and the Tower B tier.
I'll put them behind the Custodes.
Yeah.
damn.
There, I guess.
Space hippies.
I really like the old Tau aesthetic a lot more than the new Tau aesthetic personally. Like the picture there is so awesome.
Dwarves.
Oh,
They're
S tier.
A
Possible
tier
S.
for me. Maybe
S
S.
tier.
Maybe you're right. Dwarves are pretty cool.
Overlayer. Come on.
True.
I'll put them
They're
bottom
pretty
of
awesome.
S tier. I would put them in A tier, but every time Barden sings,
I think
my
that's
soul
dwarves,
heals.
isn't
And
it?
Yeah,
Well,
and they
we
have
have-
Gotrek,
we-
and they have
Gotcha, yeah.
There is one
Gwambrindal.
reason specifically we do have to, by law, put them in S tier. You know what that is?
I do. I think I
What?
do know what it
Sure.
is.
Story
Yeah.
knows it.
S for short.
We also
Yeah,
have a
for sure.
fireside about them that is up now.
Yeah,
Mm.
which is already up on the channel, and it was good fun, and I enjoyed it because dwarves are just fun in any setting. That's why they're S tier.
That now it's followers of Nagash, I take it.
I think we need a new tier for S
So,
for such is the power of Nagash.
Yeah, I suppose. He's such a jerk.
I think
though.
he's still S tier.
He's such a dickhead, but that's why I love him. He's not
can't be above
pretending he is.
Cetra.
He's
not.
pretty cool.
He's not pretending he has any moral high ground.
Cetra is cooler than Nagash though, and so is Vlad, in
Yes.
my opinion. Coffee brought up a good point, saying that I wish the Tau had more races and not just mechs.
God, I
And
know.
I agree.
I wish they were the 40k Covenant.
Yeah, they are in the novels, but not in the game at all.
Yeah. In the game, it's still like Gundam.
It's because they know that people wouldn't buy the random alien races as much as mech suits.
Yeah.
So.
I need
Greenskin
more
orcs get S tier for what's his name?
Grimgor.
I forgot his name. Grimgor, yeah.
Grimgor,
Grimgor's SS tier if anything. Like holy moly, dude.
Grimgor spreading orcs across their dwarves across the field while he
Yep.
shouts "Say my name" is
He's so awesome. Grimgor's SS tier, but the rest of the orcs are like B tier for me, so maybe just
I
S
agree.
tier.
I'll put him top of A. Because the orcs in fantasy don't have as much
Sure.
character as 40k orcs.
Yeah.
That being said, 40k orcs, you want to put them also in A?
They're S tier. Yeah, not A.
Top of A.
Yeah, I guess.
I love them, but they're also very one note.
They
Yeah,
are.
they're not my
true.
favorite.
It's a
But
great
I
note.
I mean, I know we mentioned Mike Brooks's Lion book. Has anyone read or listened to Brutal Cunning yet? Because I've heard that's really good.
Yeah.
It's free on Audible, I think.
Is
Really?
If you have Audible, I think if you have like the subscription, it's just like included in your subscription. If that helps.
Oh, I'm getting that.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
I
I
thought you
remember
were,
being on my phone. It was like, you might like this. And I was like, yes, I might, and I don't have to pay for it. Nice.
I think that Wood Elves then.
Coffee
I
ground.
love what else.
Nagash has the moral high ground in that he's higher than 6 feet under, which is what people who normally fight him are. Big true. Big true.
Wood elves are A tier for me, but I don't think I'm gonna get agreed on that.
I think they're low A tier because I quite like them.
I really like their aesthetic.
They're very cool. I,
do like
love
it.
the Treeman. I love
Yeah.
Orion. I wish
Orion's
I,
also
I
so
wish
cool, so jacked.
I wish Exodites were as important as the Wood Elves.
Yeah, me
Wood Elves
too.
also
Thing
did
is-
save Karl Franz as a baby, so they got to be at least A tier for that.
That's pretty cool.
Agreed.
Thing is, Colin, I saw on the Endless Space 2 stream you and Eli did the other day, you picked the Scottish tree. Have you got like a thing where you just like tree people? Is that cool?
Who doesn't?
Cool aesthetic?
Ents
Don't
are
be
cool.
hasty,
Ents are
bro.
cool, bro. What can I say?
Don't be hasty.
Tree? I am no tree.
Exactly.
The film.
The
I
Ents
read
are
the book.
slow to anger,
Yeah,
but the Wood Elves are not.
yeah. I love me Ted elves so
Next to
much.
Tyranids, isn't it?
Tyranids?
Tyranids are honestly C tier for me. I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah, they're just big scary monsters that eat everything.
I'd give them B tier because I know they are, but they're very good at their job.
They are, and they have cool models.
There's
like,
such a
don't.
threat that the Necrons, the Silent King came back.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, this is the
It's-
biggest problem we have.
It's hard to make them interesting without kind of breaking what they're supposed
Is
to
it
be.
better than the Knights? That's the way I would think about it. Is it
No,
better than
Knights are
what-
They don't have just. They're just there, but they are
Yeah.
cool. They're cool, but
the very lowest part of B.
Yeah, at least the knights have like different cultures and interesting stories and characters who are always a bit up their own asses, but at least they've got character.
Land Pilot 61, Floods better than Nids. This man's spitting.
Flood are scarier than Nids, in my opinion.
Last but not least, Warriors of Chaos. I would say
S for Sigvald, baby.
S for all right. I wouldn't go Sigvald, but Archaon, Abaddon, but cooler
awesome.
in every way.
Yeah,
I think Warriors of Chaos.
Maybe above Lizardmen. I think I'd put them. Between Space Marines and Lizardmen, they're not. I like Space Marines more.
Yeah,
but I like Warriors of Chaos more than Lizardmen.
Warriors of Chaos, remember, are the origin point for Space Marines and every 40k thing of armor.
Yeah,
big pauldron, big scary armor.
True.
That came from the Warriors of Chaos. That was the origin point.
Would you put them above Space Marines?
I would.
I don't think so. I don't think they're nearly as iconic. Space Marines are so iconic.
Yeah, I'm aware enough to admit the Space Marines are the iconic 40k thing. I just don't care for them.
Fair.
So you will.
I mean, the only thing is as well, they are the Swiss Army knife, and like, there's so many chapters that you can always find something you enjoy.
Yeah,
and there's so many different, like, oh, I don't like the Blood Angels, but you might like the Flesh Tearers. Oh, I don't like the Ultramarines, but you might like the Spears of the Emperor. And there's always like,
or you might like the what are they called? I'm forgetting the spares.
What?
The Genesis.
The Genesis chapter.
Yeah.
Some people say Wilhelm Screamer. That's a good name, actually. But anyway, put Slambo. I think Slimarbo in SS tier.
Did we miss anything?
No, that would be all of them. A couple of them, like we said, were
Norska's A tier from Reap.
Norska would be A tier. I guess I'd put Chaos Space Marines in C tier, bro. I
think
they're a bit one note.
Daddy issues.
Like, I like being evil.
But some of them are cool, like Corsairs,
cool,
and
but
some of them have actual good falls, and some of them aren't even.
Yeah,
like,
but if we were only grading off the highlights, the Vampire Counts would be SS tier because Vlad.
I think Chaos Space Marines are A tier because they're also pretty iconic bad guys.
Slambo.
And you have a lot of variety.
The Slambo, the original Everchosen.
Chaos Space Marines give you a lot of flavor of bad guys too.
Oh my god, that is a callback. Damn. Should we do the next tier list? Not sure how many.
What's one that we can get done quick?
I think the Legions.
The other two I have are Space Marines and then the two Goofy Goober ones I pulled up because I found them and thought they were funny.
I quite like the idea of a Goofy Goober one, to be honest.
Me too. We should end it with a Goofy one.
Well, in that case, the two Goofy Goober ones are a Call of Duty Zombies map tier list and an Epic Rap Battles of History tier list.
Oh my god!
It's been a while since I played Call of Duty Zombies, so I don't know.
Well, to be fair, I removed every single one of them into unplayed that was past Black Ops 2.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff.
So it would be like the World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2 ones.
We could do that if we want. I'm not going to be great at the knowledge. We can do it.
I mean, I love Epic Rap Battles of History as well. I could probably.
Should we leave it up to the chat of COD Zombies versus?
Should we do a quick poll? So let me just.
I saw the amount of Epic Rap Battles though.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there's some good ones.
There's a lot of them.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, but they're so good though. I love the ones that Key and Peele were in. They're brilliant. Like, yeah. I was just trying to think of like lines from those, and the Weird Al Yankovic one is amazing.
Oh my god!
And the Russia one is
out. It's evening out.
Guys, please choose COD. Please choose COD.
It's tilting.
Oh, you guys.
To be fair, we have had recordings that are longer than this. We're still within normal time.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Oh god,
it's so over.
ERB swinging away.
Oh, it's so over. Come on, give us a comeback here.
I love that this is how these things have devolved. Just all four of us watching this little bar going left and right, going, come on, like we're at the races or something.
Actually, no, maybe it's
Oh.
more fun to epic rap battles. Maybe that'll swing it more. Be like, they want to do the one we don't want to do. So
I did vote for COD, and
oh,
I do have passionate
I voted for
opinions
COD
about
too.
some of these maps.
Yeah, I have no passionate opinions about the epic rap battles.
oh, please, we just do the COD one, please.
It's over. It's over. We left it to democracy, and
It's
look what
all
happens.
over now.
We did leave it to democracy,
Yeah,
but it is close
yeah.
enough we can BS our way into an elected vote.
We could take away chat suffrage.
Oh my god. Oh my god, democracy has failed. It's time to
Look,
bring in censorship.
we'll do the COD one, and then if we're feeling some highlights, we can
Yeah,
throw a
Oh,
few
we're
up.
teaching you guys a good lesson about democracy right now.
It doesn't work.
There's always
You
someone
guys
else
are
in
like,
charge.
yeah, democracy is overrated.
Guys, we just found 5,000 votes for COD now, so
Wow.
we're gonna do that one.
In our secret Discord where we have 10,000 members, they all said, yeah, COD, actually, please.
No, we will not recount.
It's crazy. All right, let's.
Oh, here's one, Anthony. Looks like you didn't get the elector counts you needed, France fan.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh. This is a 40k channel. Wants democracy.
I did do a
Oh.
video on Gabriel Angelos recently, and one of the lines I put in it is like, "Oh, Gabriel Angelos called the Inquisition because they were doing such terrible things as democracy," and everyone was like, "Yeah, that's pretty 40k, isn't it?" It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't have that.
So let's go. What's the first one on the COD list?
I'm gonna
1984.
start. I'm gonna start real uncontroversial. Kino God tier. That's it.
Alright,
I'm gonna have to look at
Could you
pictures
do
of
me
all
a
of these.
favor? Yeah, could you give us like a quick reminder?
Kino
of which
der
one
Toten
each
was the first one in Black Ops. It was the last
Oh,
one
this
to
is
have
S tier.
Nazi zombies. It was.
Oh, this is literally SS tier.
Yeah.
Introduced
This isn't
the
World of
Thunder
War, this
Gun.
is-
I agree.
yeah.
SS. Got to.
Easy, simple, no uncontroversial. Transit.
I once played that map with the act.
Transit, get it, trash can.
Transit going straight
S tier.
to garbage.
I love Transit.
No,
It's so funny.
I'll put it
You leave your
intolerable
friends
because
behind on the bus, bro?
that's why, because it's funny as hell when someone gets left behind
It's
and
funny
you laugh
for
at them.
5 minutes, and then you actually have to play it.
No, it's pretty funny as long as it's
I
not
like
you.
it too.
It was
I'm
a
a
reliable
casual. I'm a
laugh.
very
This is the
filthy
ultimate
casual.
question.
So I
Have
really
you
like
ever packer punched on Transit?
Yes.
I didn't even get that far because I was bored.
Well, I'm not bad at zombies.
Oh,
I'm
we've
not
got
bad at
$10.
zombies.
Got $10 from Nick Swanson saying we got electoral college.
Thank you.
Put it in trash.
I don't know what this map is.
No,
I don't know why I
it's-
didn't put it on unplayed. Oh, Zetsu
Which
no
one?
Shima.
Which
Oh
one?
no, that's just remake Shino Numa. So bad.
It is tolerable.
The giant trash can because it's Der Rice, but worse in every way. Speaking of Der Rice, the final one from World at War, it introduced Pack-a-Punch. I think it's the best zombies
That
map.
sounds pretty good.
It's got the Wonder Waffle. The
spell it?
best Wonder Weapon, by the way. Thunder Gun fans go
Rice.
to hell.
Pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good. I wouldn't say.
I haven't played this
not
one. Not gonna lie,
quite.
Rose. Sorry.
If you think the Thunder Gun is better than the Wunderwaffe DG2, you have a fart fetish. I'm just calling it how it is.
Okay.
Oh, man. I do. What's the next one?
It's up to you. I'm not gonna
I'm gonna put all the transit maps also intolerable.
lie.
Actually, no, I'm putting them in trash can because nothing in transit is fun
Fair.
about the bus.
Without the bus, yeah.
The
Without
bus is
why
the
would you
only
even do
fun
it?
part of transit.
Yeah. I think Transit deserves better than tolerable, but how can you do it?
It's only
It's
funny
so
because
fun.
of the
Get the nostalgia.
bus. The bus
gloss.
is very fun, but the bus is the only thing funny about it.
Yeah, the bus is awesome. The bus is like S tier, and
The
so
bus
then
is
the rest
holding it
of the map,
above
the
from
bus.
trash can.
Yeah, but if that's S tier, then the rest is trash can. I think it can go into average.
It's not. Transit is considered a bad map.
Sad.
Yeah.
Okay. What can you do?
What's the next one?
I'm
Colin?
ready to Google the next one. Colin?
Colin, you there? I can't seem to hear him.
Oh,
No.
boy.
Oh no!
Apologies. No, I'm
God.
here.
There's-
I'm here.
Oh, God.
Activision were just like, what did you say about our maps? Just take it away.
Original Dur-Rice, by the way. Oh no, this is Resurrection. That's from Black Ops 1, the map pack. Original Dur-Rice is God tier.
Which one's derived?
I
That's
believe
the
you.
one. It introduced the Pack-a-Punch. It introduced the teleporters. It did not introduce.
Oh, is this
the
World at War era?
Yeah, this is World at War.
Okay. Yeah, second tier. Pretty good, important, but not quite the special sauce just yet. I would.
I think I need to introduce one more tier below this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just great, because I feel like pretty good. Immediate drop from God tier is a bit much.
yeah.
Original Noctur and Totem. I'm gonna go.
What is
pretty
Call of
good.
Duty? That's a good question, Alexander
Average.
Abramov.
I
I think the original is not is there is a bit of like it's the first one ever. So
Yeah.
It's not hard, but it is an average it's an average time playing it.
Yeah, there's also
Yeah, going back to it,
zero training potential. You do not get far in that map.
Yeah.
No.
But it did give us zombies, and I feel quite passionate about it for that. 5.
Walked so the others could run.
5.
Oh, S top. Yeah.
Which one is
surely.
it?
That's the one. All right, I'll give it
Mine is
great
Reagan.
because I absolutely. All right, listen. I have.
Oh, is this?
I have almost
Bro.
that entire cutscene as a soundboard.
Yeah,
in my
S tier for that
Discord.
cutscene, dude.
I love it.
Sounds like
God
someone's
tier,
breaking
God
in.
tier because of
Storm,
that.
It's a
Dick.
storm, Nick.
Settle down.
The
but
cutscene is S tier, but the
Sure.
actual
I
map,
hate the
think, is
doctor.
great.
I hate the doctor so much. Listen, it has Eminem. I love it. It's great. But that's not the only reason. I like the map. I like the weapon. I like everything. I hate the doctor with a burning passion.
Okay.
Okay.
Die Rise, trash can.
Is that the
It's the big
hotels
tower.
one? Yeah.
I don't even remember anything about it. Just I remember hating it.
I remember dying
the,
in lava.
There's like the slippy, that the one with the slippy gun, like the one that the purple goo, like Splatoon gun, isn't it? That one.
I don't even remember.
I don't know.
We've got
Crimson
another
Glory.
$10 donation from Crimson Glory saying Colin mentioning an SS tier. If there's ever an SS tier, the Space Marines with their genocide would be the epitome of SS.
Probably.
Fair point.
Thank you for the $10.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shangri-La, trash can, garbage map,
Yeah.
or zombie map. I hate that
Wasted
map.
potential.
No fun.
How do I spell
The
it?
shrinking
Shangri-La.
the zombies and kicking them was funny, but it
It's
sucks.
it's the one like in the temple.
Oh yeah, I played this on like my buddy's Xbox just the other day, and I did not enjoy it. So
It's miserable. Origins, God tier.
it
got
got
to.
I mean, the
Awesome.
name
Absolutely,
sounds
yeah.
like it deserves it.
It was great. It was the first one with the remake,
Oh, yeah.
like of the
I've played this
characters,
one.
which they were cool. They weren't the original zombies crew. They were cool.
Whoa,
Still,
there's a big robot.
there is a
It's a
big
fun
robot.
map as well.
It is
It's
a
definitely a fun map with the staves too. The Easter
Oh,
egg is
yeah.
really fun as well.
Shadow of Evil, which is like one of the
Oh.
only Black Ops 3 I played.
I had to put that in God tier just because of the Lovecraft stuff.
I-
It's actually so much fun.
Look.
The Easter egg on that is so much fun.
I
too.
can put it up to great tier. I cannot, in good conscience, put that in the same tier as Keynote or Totem.
It's not quite that, but it is a God tier in terms of it's God tier in art direction, gameplay, unique guns, unique things to the map itself.
I also can't put it because that's when zombies, I feel like, really started going off the fucking rails with whatever that plot line was.
It's okay.
That was the start of it.
It's still really beloved even now, though, that map. People
I
still
don't-
play it just for that map.
I don't think it's bad. I just think that's like the start of zombies becoming completely incomprehensible.
I mean,
just-
the
I
last
love
one I
it so
played
much, that
was I stopped playing Call of Duty with Black Ops 2, so that was the last one I played, and
This is
that was the one where I think the last one was the one where you had to get those staffs, and it was in a world war.
That's
Wait,
Origins,
that was
yeah.
Origins.
That is Origins. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot as like a cap off to like, okay, I'm done
Yeah.
with this now, but it was fun. Yeah, that was the
Also-
last one I played.
Also, I just wanted to say, Warhammer lore, people who say that's incomprehensible, to try and figure out whatever's going on in zombies lore.
Yeah, where Richtofen on the moon, and then the child inhabiting his
man.
body, and you're like, what is going on?
And that's
go
that's the
crazy.
starting point of it losing its mind.
And that's the basic stuff. Yeah.
Anthony put, but the lean gun, though. And I
I
don't
hate he's got a point with the lean gun. Moon.
Someone said Wizarium.
Moon's great.
Colin silencing the mass is better than the Imperium.
Moon. Pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
You're on the moon, right?
It's very
pretty
hard, but it's a good map.
I remember when we did the Easter egg with me and my friends me and my mercenary band that we assembled to get the achievements, and I was playing Richtof, and then I got inhabited by the girl spirit thing, and I was like, this is weird.
You got taken over by Samantha. Or really,
I think we got to like wave 140 or something stupid.
Holy
and I was like, oh, we're doing well.
Whoa.
We did we kept playing because we were like, we've done the Easter egg and we're overpowered as fuck. Let's just keep going. And then we had to stop playing because we were like, it's 3 in the morning.
The highest round I ever got to was 40, and it only ended because me and my friend accidentally dove on top of each other and killed ourselves.
Well, the thing with like Moon was because it was anti-gravity, everything bounced, so it was really easy to kite the zombies. And so in the open, it was quite easy. I think that's why we got so far, because it was just like, oh, we can just jump really high, and we've got all the power-ups, and yeah.
Colin,
Yes.
Colin, we got an Ebel Bay flow in the chat. Just want to throw that towards you.
Oh, thank you. I see him.
It's from Undead Mania.
Oh, I don't know. Chronicles.
Butterflies.
Nice.
Oh, he don't know.
Mob of the Dead. God tier.
God tier.
It's
100%.
got
I'm
Johnny Cash in the trailer.
That's cool.
That's it. Trailer's awesome. Map was awesome. It had that cool acid gun.
Easter egg is good too.
I'm trying to figure out what map that is.
That's the Alcatraz Island.
Yeah.
Oh, Alcatraz? Yeah, that's S tier, but why isn't it
Oh,
called
well, you play as the
Alcatraz?
criminals. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
God
that
tier
guy's
for
great.
sure.
Oh, I love that one. That was
favorite
so, as thematically, just like a one-off with a bunch of different like characters. I love that. Whenever they
That's
go,
super cool.
we're doing a one-off, and it's not Richtofen and the gang. But yeah, cool.
That
I
was
like it.
great. Speaking of
And then you have to like
one-offs,
slaughter each other at the
Oh,
end. It was
yeah.
really stupid when you did. Yeah. Oh, this is. Oh, but it was fun.
it was great. Speaking of one-offs, Call of the Dead, also God tier. You got to fight George Romero.
Yeah, I've met him. He was lovely.
Oh yeah, I've
And
played this
yes.
one. This one's actually really cool.
It's
Yeah.
also
And I met Michael Rooker, and I was like, I played you
Oh,
in
that's
Call of Duty. He's
awesome.
like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, it was nice.
It's
That's
also
just
the
one
map
I played.
that started putting Avenged Sevenfold in the zombies maps, which I'm
Oh,
a
nice.
big fan of that.
Mm.
They made an original song for that one too.
That's cool. Stuff like that
Occasionally
and Halo. I love that. I love
yeah.
that. What Breaking
Occasionally,
Benjamin?
though, I
Yes.
do get that like soundbite of when Romero goes into the water and just goes, "Oh, so cold."
Oh yeah, that's how you make.
Aw.
And
That's
I
how
don't know
you.
why it just randomly pops in my head occasionally. It's like, I think trauma of kiting him is like, he's chasing me. We've accidentally scraped him. Get him in the water. Oh, it's
Dude,
cold.
nothing
Oh.
gives you more fear in your heart than when you're shooting into a crowd of zombies and then you accidentally hit him
Yeah.
and
You hear him roar and you go,
he
uh-oh.
goes, one of us is about to die.
Hide behind Danny Trejo. We'll be fine.
Shino Numa, pretty good. It was gave us some cool traps, gave us the Wonder Waffle. First map with the original crew, by the way, but the map itself is kind of, it's neat.
What's it called?
It's okay. I'd say pretty good as well. Yeah, it's not. It's above a lot of like the kind of. Like, you don't have a bad time playing it, but it's no one's favorite. I don't think.
Yeah. Verrucht. Real terrifying. Oh my god.
Which one's the Verrucht again?
That was the second zombies map. It was the first one that had like
Oh, neat.
traps and
I don't
stuff.
recognize it.
It was also the only map in original World at War where they had a faster movement speed than the player. And it was absolutely horrifying.
Dang.
It also had this really cool glitch in the original World at War only, where if one guy stood in a certain doorway and everyone else in a certain spot in the room, the zombies' pathfinding would break. They couldn't move. So you'd put a guy with a flamethrower in that doorway because that had infinite ammo, and then just spray
Nice.
into the door.
I played it. I just don't even feel that strongly about it though.
As a zombie,
It's not bad.
thank you, Nick
It's just-
Swanson, for the 5. As a zombies lore master, Warhammer lore is way more comprehensible than the time travel bullshit that happens.
And Crimson Glory again. Thank you. Mob of the Dead is S tier with the minigun and quad barreled shotgun.
Oh yeah.
Got me the highest zombie rank. Can you guys explain to me real quick? I'm a noob, obviously. Are some of the zombie maps are winnable, right?
Yeah, through the
yeah.
Easter egg.
Only like toward like Black Ops 3 and on, they started being winnable.
And before that, they weren't winnable. You just go win as long as possible.
No,
Yeah,
Mob of the
before
Dead
that
you
it was
can.
like,
Mob of the Dead, you couldn't
Well,
win. You could send them. You could send the original crew off from the door they're in.
No, you can. If you complete it and complete the plane will crash originally. Oh,
Really?
you have to reassemble the plane, and then when you
Oh,
get back
no.
to Pack-a-Punch Island, they actually all fight each
yeah.
other. And the canon ending, I think, is if one of them, you have to be one of the characters, and you have to kill the other player. And you
yeah.
have to get the right player to kill the other player, and then it ends at the round you stop at. Or you
I think
play
yeah,
at.
the
Yeah.
one guy has to kill the other three, so which is why it's harder.
Yeah, because there's like
The
a
one who
traitor
kind
in
of
there.
sounds like Bill Burr, the character who looks and sounds like Bill Burr. but
Weasel.
not Bill
It's
Burr.
Weasel.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Yeah,
who'd have thought?
Nikolai. Why do I keep hearing that name?
Oh, by the way, guys, I found a really old like picture on an old phone of me playing Shangri-La.
Yeah, I
and
see that. That's
I
awesome.
put it in the general chat of like how far we got with that, and I got like 1,000.
Are you
How many kills? I got
unhappy?
735 kills.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Are you unhappy because you're playing Shangri-La?
I don't know. That's just the. I knew I had a photo somewhere, and I was like, oh, I've just got this one where it shows off my creds. I was like, yeah,
Buried.
730 kills.
I put intolerable.
Sorry,
Horror, yeah.
Where's that one?
Buried
It's
is
the one
it's
that's
the-
in like the old Western saloon. There's
Oh,
the,
this
there's
is-
the big guy you can recruit, and he beats up
my
zombies,
friend,
which
this is
neat.
the only one that I like. My
Oh, is
friend
this
showed me how to
post-Black Ops 2?
cheese. So this one's like great for me.
I think this
because
might have been the
I have
last
nostalgia.
one in Black Ops 2.
And you recruit the real big guy, right?
Maybe.
did the ray gun Mark II as well.
Yeah, it was neat. It's just I put it intolerable because every time we played Buried, I would think I wish I was playing another map.
Fair.
Oh, and Nick Swanson
Swanson.
donated another $5 and said, "Yeah, you can win mob. Weasel has to win. The blood of the dead happens."
Yes.
Yeah. And last, Original Ascension, God tier.
Thank you, Nick Swanson, by the way.
Ascension,
was it
Original
Ascension?
God tier.
Oh,
Which one's
I knew-
this?
waiting to see Ascension again.
Ascension's the one that has the
Whoa,
landers
rocket
and the
ship.
monkeys that steal the perks.
Oh, yeah. That's,
Oh,
And Abracadabra, which is an amazing zombie song. So
Nice.
it's not 115 or Beauty of Annihilation, but it's still great.
that was the one. Yeah, the rocket. Oh, that one is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Isn't that one? That's quite difficult to even finish.
It's
the
pretty
intro.
damn hard, yeah.
I don't even attempt it. I think when I did it, because it's just too much. That's good. That one's fun. That was fun.
And that would be the zombies tier list.
So
Right.
want to do
Nice.
epic rap battles? They've
yes.
No.
I really
I
do.
kinda
I've got to
wanna
be
do
honest.
it.
Oh, man.
People did come for Warhammer though. Should we just? There's a nice and easy Legions one.
Yeah, I think that's we can
Finish on
do.
a-
We'll do the epic rap battles next time. All right.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry,
Legions.
viewers.
Legions.
Like every politician, we will continue to promise what we said
We
in
will
the
not do.
campaign.
And if we don't, just like put in all of our socials that meme of Bernie Sanders going, "I am once again polling the epic rap battles of history tier list."
Let me just get one thing real quick. One moment.
As you
We'll
wish.
get- Summon your politicians' voices. Get my Bill Clinton going. I do like his like. What would you say, Hillary?
Alright.
Epic rap battles are riot.
Again, when I
Oh my lord!
what is going on, Colin?
My apologies.
Billions must rank epic rap battle from Epic Cool Awesome Goblin Guy. Real, my favorite YouTube name.
That guy. Oh, epic, cool, awesome Goblin guy. We
Apologies.
appreciate you, buddy.
That was the sound of a bag. I have dinner.
A bag.
Oh, this
ramen.
guy's got dinner. Lucky guy.
So that's Legions, boys. Should we start from one? Go through 1 to 20 then. So let's
Yes,
go.
please.
Dark Angels.
A tier. A tier because some of their books are pretty bad. Not
Yeah,
bad, I
they're
guess,
alright.
but boring.
I
But
can-
the Dark Angels themselves are pretty cool. And they're 40k. Oh my gosh, they're so cool in old 40k. Nowadays, all space music are lame, but
I waver back and forth on liking their whole secret thing being entirely their own fault for not just admitting, yeah, we had traitors in our legion like everyone else.
yeah.
I waver back and
But
forth
to be
on
fair-
liking that.
Their current thing is now that they're like, right, we've got the Risen, we're fine. We've got the Riz. They've literally got the
They
Riz.
have the Riz.
They're cool. I wish modern 40k didn't obliterate their aesthetic so badly, but What can you do?
Well, that was one of
Black
a major
cool.
thing against like Warhammer is a story, right? Like rather than a setting. If you know what I mean, it's like as a moving story, then stuff you like about them as an army is necessarily going to have to change.
Yeah. They're just so perfectly grim-dark looking in the old art. They're so awesome.
I do love them.
And now they're just generic Primaris Marine #2 with a different symbol on a shoulder pad.
They used to be like the warrior monk to a next level than the other legions.
They were the Space Marines.
Yeah.
There's obviously no second legion, not on the list. But
Connected.
Emperor's Children, boys.
Is this pre-heresy or... I guess it's legions.
Is
so
the
pre-heresy.
purple one? Where's the Emperor's Children?
The probe.
The wing.
The wing.
It's the fourth one from the
Right,
top.
what are we feeling? B tier?
A tier. For me,
I would
they're
put
not
them low,
high.
they are lower than Dark Angels on A.
Yeah, they are. Oh,
Their whole thing is that they start so good and it kind of goes to crap. Like just in terms of even its lore, but they start as a legion A tier.
And they make for a good story.
Yeah,
Their
that's
book
all
is
true.
Fulgrim is one of the best books.
All right, I'll put them in A, but yeah, below Dangels.
Thanks, babe.
Fourth, Iron Warriors. Now, as much as I have to defend them, I can feel it already.
They're B or A.
I have them the opposite of what I have the Space Wolves. I like the Iron Warriors. I hate their Primarch.
I think high B. They'll be high B for me.
They look really cool too.
They're the hand, right?
No, the Iron.
No.
That's Iron Hand. That's a dumb question.
The
skull.
Iron Skull. Yeah. I think just they have to be high B just because of the fact that I mean they're only saying like iron within, iron without is it rocks so hard in the setting, especially this the way actually even their combat, even though it's like it's boring old siege stuff, but when you see it up close, it's like they're actually holding it together so well against so many other legions. It's ridiculous.
By the way, I've done a convoluted poll
Damn,
where it's
Andy,
like,
that's
whatever your
very
favorite
hard.
legion
that's
is,
a
put it
lot.
in
That's
there.
a lot of acronyms.
Yeah, I
man.
can't. There's no way to do more than 4
Before
options. So like whoever you
no.
like, just put it in whichever bunch it's in, and
I
then
don't
we'll
even
figure out
see.
which one you picked.
You're right.
UL is Ultramarine, so I'll just do that.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Fifth Legion. That is wait, which one's fifth again? White Scars.
White Scars are S tier, bro.
S tier.
Speedy S tier.
They are the Sist of the S.
S
tier,
for
'cause
speed.
Everyone loves them.
Yeah.
S for speed. S for so fast it just charges past all the competition because they're the best. They
S
got the best
for-
Primarch.
This
They've
you
got
guys
the
are
best culture.
S
They're-
for
Characters
shit.
at S tier. Legion in Horror's Heresy and Great Crusade. Their books in Great Crusade slap aggressively. So well done.
S for shit. Our Primarch got murdered by the Dark Eldar.
Nah, he's fine. He's
Stop
fine.
Making
He's okay.
propaganda.
He's fine.
I hope he is alive
He's
and being
fine.
worn as a flesh suit by Vect.
Okay, come
Why
on.
are you being so mean
Come
to my
on.
dad?
I'm not
Leave
being
him
mean
alone.
because I dislike Jagadai. I'm being mean because I know Games Workshop was going to go, yeah, he charged into the heart of Kamara, but he's fine because Primarch.
Epic, cool, awesome guy, Goblin Guy Real says, is that a poll or the leaking of my IP address?
What's the next one? Sixth, which is Space Wolves. C.
I like Space Wolves.
This is Legion time, so I don't hate him as much.
They're A tier.
Honestly, they're not far off from what the 40k version. They still have that.
Yeah,
Again,
but
it's
they
like,
didn't have like
oh.
the months of shame and the random dude punking on Magnus the Demon Primarch.
Yeah.
Like they didn't
I
have.
think they're A tier.
They're similar, like their attitudes and stuff, yeah, but they didn't have 10,000 years of author favoritism by that point yet.
I still think they're C tier just because of the fact that they get their one big thing is like, oh, we burnt Prospero, which they had the aid of the Imperial Guard, the Custodians, and the Sisters of Silence. So even their biggest W is not
Their
like
own.
theirs.
Yeah,
And
they
they
that's
get
true.
drama in the
by the
chat.
Alpha
Graham-
Legion, failed to attack
Graham-
Horus.
Grandmaster
Oh.
Azrael from the Dark Angels just posted Space Wolves are
Dang.
cringe in the chat.
Tough.
Uh-oh.
Tough.
I think Space
Here we
Wolves, as
go.
much as they're called the Executioner Legion, they actually they're better warriors on a Legion to Legion basis, but then like I said, like they would fail against the Ultramarines so hard it would be ridiculous. They are again like they suffer from that. They are very much the opposite of what Lehman Russ is, where Lehman Russ is the smart, wise thing pretending to be a barbarian. The Space Wolves are barbarians pretending that they think that they are smart in their own capacity.
But some of them, they have Bjorn in those guys.
Although
He's not cool
could
yet,
we just
though.
appreciate like
Sure he
Fafnir
is.
Broodbroder when he went up to Gilliman and he was like, "Oh, if you're being like deceptive and traitorous, we will kill you." And Gilliman's like, "You really think in my own empire you guys can kill me?"
That's
And he shrugs. And he's like,
though.
"No, but we'd give you a good scrap."
Alright, we'll
And
settle
he's
for
like,
B
"Oh, I
tier.
like-"
That's
So
the
for
Then he
negative.
picks a fight
He
with
threatened the
Conrad
Primarch,
Kurz
saying,
and the
"I'll kill you,
Lion
but I
and
won't be able
survives
to
all
do
three
it."
of them. Like, oof.
I think Space
They
Wolves
go
are
pretty hard.
funny because they just constantly win in the lore, and it makes people really mad, and I like that. Space Wolf haters are always
Just being a
losing.
troll in
Please,
Eli.
I
Space Wolf
beg you,
haters
Colin,
never.
please,
Space
right.
Wolf haters always lose because they always win.
Nice
don't
argument,
like
Eli. Unfortunately, I cast the twist of fate.
Ah!
I love
B
that.
tier.
I love that
Give
picture
him
of
B tier.
Airman.
Anthony Batpaneer Wolf
I'll put
Brooder.
him
That's
in
it.
B.
Oh.
That name also like sends me into
Blue man.
shock.
Seventh, Imperial Fists.
See,
Aggressive C.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotta
Their,
be honest.
their successors are cooler than them.
they're
Yeah.
neat.
long
and they got some
shot.
cool characters, but they don't really get much time to shine, and
They're also
kind of Dawn clapped as well. It's like, oh, we'll just do what Dawn says. Like, oh, okay.
they're also, correct me if I'm wrong, the only original Legion once they were broken into chapters to be completely wiped out.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
tough. They have one guy
twice.
left.
Oh, pardon me, they got one
Oh.
guy.
They have one guy left.
Yeah, they have to like go. He has to go like cup in hand to all the other legions. Be like, oh, can we? No, because he dies as well, doesn't he? Because it's the chapter
Well,
master
at
of
some
the
point
Fist
he dies,
Exemplar
yeah,
who
but-
refounds them.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
they go extinct. They literally go extinct, and then
Wow.
Maximus
I need to
Fane
read
of the Fist
read
Exemplar
those
is like,
books,
right,
dude.
we should like rebuild this. I'll be the new chapter master. Black Templars, Crimson Fist, etc. Can you go like give me some guys? And
Yeah,
he's like,
donate.
yeah, sure.
Basically donate.
Can you
And then
donate to
maybe
our new
more.
fund to rebuild the fists?
Dude, shout out to the Beast, where he was a real one.
I have to read his books.
That's
dude.
Vulcan suplexing him into a nuclear reactor, and he still walked out of it.
Well, that's the thing. He
Yeah.
dies, I think, but then there's like 12 more.
Yeah,
You're like,
I think
"Oh,
there were 6
no,
of them.
Come on.
It's like,
Holy
uh-oh.
frick.
Yeah. They're like,
Uh,
oh, it's not the beast. The beast.
Who's-
7. 8th
Who's
Legion, Night Lords, right? If I'm correct. Yeah, Night Lords.
They're cool. They're kind of B tier though.
At top of B,
I think Conrad's really cool, but the Night Lords
You know
Legions
what?
are like.
maybe even low A, just because
No.
they're maybe not.
Well,
the
they have
best-
good characters. Though. They have Savitar and the
Yeah, their
and
characters
Talos
are so. The characters and their
Yeah.
Legion are suffering because of their Primarch is
I
so
think
strong.
the characters bring them into high B or low A. But
know,
the
high
rest of
B-
it is like, oh no, I'm not fighting innocent civilians, and now I lose.
It's better than Iron
So-
Warriors.
I don't know.
Put him
They
B
have
tier.
good
Put
characters,
him
though.
B tier for the reason Eli said it. B tier at best.
Yeah,
But
the characters
They
are
a
the
bit
characters
like
are what's
cartoon
like.
villain.
Yeah, the characters are the only thing keeping them
Oh, no,
up.
I'm not fighting an unarmed infant. I've lost the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And when they fight the Dark Angels and Framas, they're a bit like, "Oh, we're so cool, we're so." It's like, and then the Dark Angels are like, "Big on, wench!" And then they
yeah.
just smack them.
You're
and clap
when
them
you're
down.
when your main strength is like fear, and you're fighting something that literally can't be afraid. It's kind of
And they shall know
Like-
no fear. It's like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
kind
and
of
they li-
screwed now, aren't I?
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
Lions and the Dark Angels are all like, "I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me,"
Yeah.
and they just start tearing them to bits. Yeah.
really.
Next is Blood Angels. Now, I think Blood Angels, like Great Crusade Horrors Heresy, is actually not that interesting. Blood Angels 40k. I'd say they're
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I love me flesh terrors.
I would dare even say Blood Angels Great Crusade Horrors Heresy is C tier.
Ooh,
I mean, they have some really cool characters, but they don't stick around for long. Like Meros is really cool. He basically saves
Yeah,
his
the-
Primarch, dies.
Sanguinius is just-
Eli Janus, he's really cool. He dies.
Good name.
Oh, Ralderon's really cool. He's the first captain. He claps Gendor Scrivok off the Night Lords, the one with the demonic sword, and he kicks him over a wall like, "Ha! I won't even remember your name. You're
They-
pathetic." And you're like, that's pretty cool.
They,
Messiah
don't
Amit's
think
pretty cool.
The
But,
Legion, though.
and they also there's no Blood Angels in the Horus Heresy until you're like 30 books in. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
So that
They're
that
kind
is
of
why I
weird.
don't know anything about them.
They're kind of a bit.
and they're
Mid.
and they're quite separate from a lot of the conflicts. It's like, oh, they have their own thing on Cygnus Prime against demons, which is cool.
Mm.
But when you're fighting a face like, oh, you're just fighting demons, it's not as interesting as, oh, you're fighting another legion. And they have that problem of they don't really get much limelight until the Siege of Terra, and that's the last few books. And they're basically like the Imperial Fists of, oh, we're good and we do things well. Like, okay, cool. There's not much rage at that point.
Top higher than Imperial Fist, but C tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Not much to him, unfortunately.
Who's up next?
What are we on the
10th?
10th? The Iron Hands? I like them.
Wait,
I like them.
I'm
They're
actually
A tier, bro. They're A
I'm
tier.
going to argue my case here. Iron Hands become cool because Ferrus Manus died, and their whole thing, they deal with that, and their like crushing problems all start there. They are, I hate sorry, like they're above Emperor's Children.
I'm waiting for the stream to kick in and everyone to yell at me.
Oh no! Get out of here, bro! If you read the Shattered Legions Horus Heresy stuff, you would know that.
I'll defer to everyone else.
That's right, right.
They're definitely not C tier, not D tier. They're above D.
They are B for me, at least. I'll compromise with B tier just because
me too.
they have some super cool stuff with them versus the Sons of Horus in the Horus Heresy.
Where in B tier should I put them?
Actually, no. Fair enough. Below,
I reckon above Night Lords for me, just because Shadrach Medusan's really cool, and they've got like Creus who does the whole like Keys of Hell where they actually fight like one of the Imperial Fists because he's like, oh, you're basically all leading zombie Iron Hands. That's a bit cringe. And he's like, shut up, wench. And then they've got some like teeth to them, which is quite.
They almost assassinate Horus as well. Like at some point.
Shadrach is a beast,
closer than anyone else.
So much so that Alfaris is like, I'm going to pretend to be Shadrach.
Point though, because you know it's not going to work, so it's a nothing plot point.
Most of these, anything that threatens Horus's life before the Siege of Terra is a nothing.
Yeah, that's why I don't like half the Horus Heresy.
All I'm going to say is that book where Shadrach Medusan gets killed by Tybalt Mar, I did a manly tear, and I was like, no, he's a cool character.
I was deeply upset that character died, because it's like we have one good Iron Hand character. He's a Terran-born Iron Hand who's like...
Yeah, he's one of like the best characters
in the
whole series.
Adapt to he incorporates all the strengths of like the Raven Guard and the Salamanders into this Shattered Legion force. And they challenge the traitors, and then it just gets killed. It's wasted.
All right. We can go B.
I'm sorry, I just say that.
Who's next?
11. Who's 11 again? 11 is
no one. It's the World Eaters next.
Yeah, 11 is death.
World Eaters is 12. World Eaters B. They kind of got an interesting thing going, but they do start to lose.
This is Legion times.
They have Karn.
So they were pretty cool. Karn was a pretty cool dude.
Karn's awesome.
Actually, no, they get boring immediately after the Horus Heresy. They're best.
They literally have like a book or two, and then it's like, oh, and now they're just mindless killers. Cool.
I would even say, dare I say, low A.
And if you want to count immediate aftermath of the heresy, that Scalathrax and Karn gets his main kill burn on.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Betrayal.
I reckon they should be between Night Lords and Iron Hands, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
I can see
they have highs, but then they
there's
plummet really low, and then they lose a bit of their edge, and then Karn is basically like Karn is holding up the entire book series, like it's all about me, and you're like, oh, Karn, you poor lad.
13th. Let me just put him into S tier, baby. Come on, Ultramarines, baby. Let's go. Let's
go. It's fine with me.
Ultra clap,
you can't argue with Matt Ward.
The Ultra balls are in my mouth, and I'm not taking them out.
Theoretical. Colin will put them in S tier. Practical.
Yes.
Just let him. Just let him.
Just put him up there. I'm okay with that.
We'll save ourselves about 20 minutes. We're not arguing. It's fine. Oh wait, above White Scars though. Ooh, now here we go.
I'm not above the White Scars.
No, unfortunately, Horus Heresy and Great Crusade era is not quite.
Fine, I'll move them down for that reason.
But something they do really well with the Ultramarines in that time period is that they have different factions within this enormous legion.
Aeonid Thiel.
They show like the different sides of Guilliman rather than being like, oh, we're
Remus Ventanus. Everyone skips on my boy Remus. Such a good boy. Such a good lad. Savior of Calf.
Oh, baby.
Did he really save it? Didn't Calf get glad?
He did the best he could.
Is that the Death Guard?
He came back as a Legion of the Dead and was like, hey, Uriel, sup? And then he shoots some Iron Warriors. It's really cool.
That's fair.
Death Guard is the lowest point on B. Because they do...
I don't even think they get that one. I mean, they have... What's his name? They have Garrow.
Garrow.
They do have
Garrow was
Garrow.
not part of the Legion by the end
Garrow's
of
whole
it,
thing was
so-
he left. He's like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
done
think
with
there's
you.
And he
tier.
didn't
I
like
think
being
they-
in the Legion anymore. He's a Dusk Raider rather than
Epic
a
cool,
Death
awesome
Guard.
Goblin guy Real says Ultra Balls are resistant to the twist of fate.
Yeah, they are.
Oof.
I think they're
look,
low
I would-
C
I would
tier.
argue that
It's just
you know, Death Guard are a little bit. They are in the lowest part of B simply for the fact that they kind of outperform a lot of all the other. They basically hold off against corruption for the longest
I
time,
do
and they don't
like
get
that.
forced into it.
And their whole
And they literally
Yeah, but
kind of-
their whole thing
they
is
carry-
from the first book, they're just evil bastards. Like
Not
Garrow's the
always.
only nice person, really.
Not-
And
no, not
his,
all of
his
them.
band.
I don't know.
They're all
They're
just
not
like,
all-
oh, I want
Well,
I
to be
just
fair,
have too much
if
trauma
we're
playing
going on,
against
if
them
we're
in
going on that
40K.
every one of these people is evil, let's not pretend the Imperium is anything
Yeah.
but evil at the heart.
Yeah,
No,
D for
but like,
Diarrhea
but like
Guard,
with the
yeah,
Death Guard,
I
they're
agree.
already like bickering among themselves and trying to like
D-
shaft Garrow because he's cool. And so,
Comrade
come on,
Winston
guys.
gave the best argument I've seen yet. D for Diarrhea Guard.
There's a cool part which mentions when the Terrans are
Smelly
meeting the Barbarans like for the first time. They're going like, why is Mortarian's tactics weird? And then I think Typhon explains them. The reason we don't even defend ourselves, we just basically armor up and just keep going forward, is because on Barbarous they didn't have a choice of retreating, so you had to choose the way you would die, and it would basically be better to die charging it stuff. So that's why the Death Guard, their tactic is basically just annihilate, and they keep moving forward. So I think they're not C tier. They've got something interesting to them, but they're not. Oh yeah, Space Wolves are still. Even then, I say both Space Wolves a bit better.
Crimson
Crimson
Glory further
Glory.
putting our future children through college.
Yeah.
To
Thank you.
contradict myself,
Thank
as
you,
much
sir.
as I
Thank you,
love
Chief.
saboteurs and unconventional warfare, I also love haha chain axe Gilbert world leaders S tier.
This
That's
is a
fair,
man
bro.
with
I can
culture here.
respect that. There's nothing wrong with liking brain dead stuff.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the world leaders beat me on a tabletop, so I hate them and corn sucks.
I believe.
Oh,
Oh,
here's an idea. You know, Bolt Gun came out a while ago. Could we get
Yes.
like a DLC where you play as a World Eater? That'd be quite cool,
Be
wouldn't it?
Yep,
16th Legion. So these are Lunar Wolves / Sons of Horus.
they're super cool. I know they're sea green armor. Sea green is my favorite color, bro.
Is
so
that-
they get to go S
Is,
tier.
is that the wolf emblem?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
Lunar
on their A
Lunar.
tier. I'd be okay with putting them A tier, but I think
A
they're not
tier.
below
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
They're a weird one.
They're just
'Cause it's like
cooler,
Lunar Wolves
yeah.
are cool, but Sons of Horus are a bit mid. So
they have. They
But
start with
Sons of
all
Horus
the-
look really pretty. So
they start with
Yeah,
all
but
of
they're
the characters
mid.
as well. The
Ugh.
books on the first couple of Horus Heresy books, which are just focused on the Lunar Wolves
Yeah.
/ Sons of Horus, are probably some of the best in the
They are
entire
chef's
series.
kiss.
and they have great characters. So
They have actually even
Good
like top of
Torgadon.
A, better than Dark Angels. I hate to say it. but
Hashtag Little
Sheesh.
Horus.
yeah,
They're so good. They
You
obviously
always
do-
wear
a little bit.
the wrong Horus. Chops. Nice.
yeah,
All right, I'll move them up.
dang.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm good with it.
That was 15th. No, we didn't do 15th, did we? That was 16th. 15th Legion.
Which is
Thousand Suns. Thousand Suns is S tier. I've
no,
actually
no,
looked at it
it's
all.
not put them in F.
no. They have some cool
Thousand-
characters, and they're cool because they're by themselves.
Listen, Magnus.
So,
Let's
D
agree.
tier.
Separate them from Magnus.
D tier.
Magnus.
Nope.
sucks.
They're all jerks. They're all freaking jerks, man.
Yeah,
They're
even their
not
best
like-
characters are
I can put 'em-
useless or counterproductive to their own goals.
The only
Yeah,
guy I
sorry.
really like is the guy in the Black Legion book for 40k. So and then that's not Horus Heresy.
No, no. I
yeah.
promise you.
See,
The
no,
book.
no.
The
Ion?
book Thousand
Nope.
Suns
I read that book.
makes it look like each one of them is way more powerful than any other like Space Marine Legion on a one-to-one
Look, I
basis.
can
They're
give them
literal gods.
I can give
Yeah,
them
but then they
points
die.
for being like, look, we don't hate psychers just because they're psychers. Good for them. And then they lose points because then they Uno reverse card like, oh, you're not a psycher,
Yeah.
you suck. You're
Well, the
worse
thing
than
is,
trash.
Yeah.
They're pretty useless. Like there's that one guy who's like, oh, I'm going to try and stop Magnus, and then Magnus just kills him instantly. And then there's the other
Doesn't
guy
make
who,
it easy.
but then there's the other guy,
Primarch.
Izakar Orr, who is fighting Bulve Greybeard in this like portal network. And then Bulve kills him. Then in the 41st Millennium, Niall Stormcaller like resurrects him sort of, and then he's like, "Oh, the Space Wolves were actually misguided, but they were still correct. My Primarch's a dick, and they did the right thing." You're like,
Yes.
"Ooh," and that's from a Thousand Sun himself. Like, come on, guys, are you gonna have a
That's what I
spine?
like about them. They quite a few of them like they hate their Primarch, and they obviously have to. They're like basically forced into it because of him. They're forced to be corrupted by him, and when they learn the truth of it, they're like, "Listen, you're all I have now, but I despise what you've made us into." They are victims of Magnus. That's why they're S tier. Because
I
and
guess
also
over C tier.
there's some of their
C
weapons
tier.
though. There's quite just the fact that I is not a tabletop mini is busting my head open. That they have the Athenians, which are basically the dual wielding Kopesh ones, where they infuse magic into that and they can beat like even Emperor's children to the degree. There's that combatant who fights Lucius, and they like keep dueling because they're on equal terms. Bro, I can't live with it if they're not at least A tier.
Colin, who do you think? Because it's 2 C tiers to 1 S tier.
Bro, it's like I don't know. It's
Colin,
crazy.
I was muted and I didn't know that, and I've been talking and none
Oh,
of the words have been
this
going
guy.
in. God damn
Oh,
it.
No, yeah, we haven't heard you, Colin.
Man, I bet. No, hey, all right. Well, you know what? Top of B tier, I will come down from my Eldar Psyker heights and bestow upon them fellow Psykers B tier.
Hey,
it must
Iron Hands is
be.
better than Thousand Suns, I'm just saying.
thank you,
Dang.
Now we
Grant.
test Hal's real loyalties.
Oh man. Okay, next chapter.
17th
Or Legion,
now?
sorry.
17th.
Who's
That's
that?
the word
That mu-
bearers. Boo.
I love them. They're A tier.
It's tough. It's tough because there's a moment where they're like they're definitely D tier for quite a while, and they suddenly jump up a few ranks when they
B tier then.
they're more fun when they're corrupted and they have the
Yeah.
crimson armor.
They make for really good 40k guys. I guess we're not talking about 40k though, so
No,
fine.
I mean
B
they
tier.
do basically kickstart the heresy.
They do.
So
do that.
they do bring the emperor, they cripple the emperor.
And they have the
ruin
Galvor
everything.
back. That's pretty awesome.
Those were
And they
those guys
have-
were pretty cool. Argyle
Yeah.
Tal.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They have Argyle Tau.
Top of B.
I like them more than Thousand Suns.
I mean, I hate to
Personally.
say it. I think most people would probably put them above Thousand Suns.
Well, bottom of A tier.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, 18.
Sheesh, nice. Wow.
They
I'm
are fun
surprised that
because
we got them
they are
today.
the few. They are the only like proper chaos faction that actually like. Oh yeah, we actually chose to be corrupted rather than the other ones like, oh, we tricked or had a sword or we were forced to kneel by Nurgle. They actually like, no, we embraced it.
Yeah.
18th is the Salamanders.
Yep.
Yep.
C tier.
I mean, if we're talking Horus Heresy, like
Oh, D tier then.
Wait, no.
All right, never
they
mind.
probably they might be D2 just because their books are so boring.
They're so
They
painful.
are so bloody turgid. Ugh.
In 40k, I would give them like A tier, but
Yeah.
in Horus
D tier.
Heresy, they're C or D tier.
Istvan
D
5
tier.
was cool, and
So-
that's it.
True, it's yeah.
But they don't even have anything good in the actual Isfahan.
Yeah.
fight.
That's what
Sorry,
I'm saying.
Salamanders, bros.
Istvan
I
as
like
a
Salamanders,
Istvan as a whole was cool. That's it.
Damn.
Go cool
Raven
armor, I
Guard.
guess.
Raven Guard are D tier for me too, but
I like the Raptors.
I
Were really
will
cool.
accept.
The Raptors were really cool.
I'd say they've
Yeah.
got to be higher than the Blood Angels. They've got more character than the Blood Angels and the Legions, I think.
that's fair. That's fair. They can go C tier. I'm okay.
You know
with that.
what? Above Iron Hands, actually, no, above World Eaters, above the World Eaters, below Night Lords.
Dang, I can't say I agree, but sure.
I disagree. Ooh.
Actually, fair,
H for hug tier. Yeah,
I'll just wait for this to kick in. It'll show in a moment.
I'm sure.
You could probably guess.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. Alpha Legion as a Legion are really cool. I'm just saying. They'd be S tier for me if it wasn't for writer ambiguity. Sorry, I can't say that word, I guess. If the writers weren't so inconsistent, they'd be S tier for me, but otherwise A tier. Legion is one of the best books in all of the Horus Heresy series.
I'm the Elf Legion. I can do anything I want, and if anyone
Yeah, that's right,
disagrees,
Blake.
the
That's
writer-
right.
the writer
That's right, we
just going,
can.
"It wasn't
just
actually
because you're
Legion, but it
not
was
following
actually
along
Elf Legion."
doesn't mean it's not cool.
Oh, I am following along. It's just I hate it because the writers then go, "Actually, you were wrong," and Alpha Legion, and I'm baby mad again.
Yeah, but the Legion is such a good book, and Deliverance Lost isn't bad either.
I mean, Alpha Legion fans have been riding off the coattails of Legion for 50
I
books.
know, whatever. It's because the rest of the books are just like, oh, we're about to win, and then completely random thing that makes no sense to be here is why we lose.
Yes, this is
It's
why I
because
hate
we
Alpha
were-
Legion.
It's because we were too prideful, or it's because we didn't kill
thing
one
is,
guy
the-
and we
the-
left him alive, and
the
now
only
he's
thing
killing
is-
us.
Scooby-Doo villain, it's all like, actually, I'm not an Iron Hand, I'm one of the
Yeah.
Alpha Legion, and that's kind of their
them.
only
I
thing.
think they deserve A tier.
Shame.
They deserve A tier. And they look so
Iconic-
pretty, like the guy in the Alpha Legion A tier for color scheme. That's right, D Doyle. They are so pretty.
Yeah, their color scheme is.
You know what? Their color scheme does move them up to D tier.
Bro, they're
Epic-
A tier, bro.
Epic cool
thought
awesome
in
goblin
good
guy
conscience.
said, "Funny how the legion called alphas are all short, bald manlets."
Yeah, that's right. They are. They are the
So,
tallest. Yeah. That also
I
makes them cool. They're
in
like they
good
had Primaris Marines before Primaris Marines was a thing too.
I think in good conscience, I can't put the Alpha Legion below Death Guard.
Yeah.
Like, there's
come
no
on,
way.
bro.
There's no way you can put them below
Yeah,
Death.
you can. It's easy.
No
You just let them sit.
way.
You put them above salamanders and you leave them there.
Oh.
Oh, put aside the fact that if you had to
Oh my
1v1 a lot of these legions, the Alpha Legion would crush so
Yeah.
many.
Right, well, the start of that point is I'm not a space marine, so I lose.
Okay, yeah. The Alpha Legion are literally A tier, bro.
There's no way that they are worse than
Their
Raven
novels are
Guard,
really enjoyable.
Blood Angels, or
I mean, here's the
Imperial.
thing. Wait. Looking at it right now, they're right next to the Imperial Fist. And who got crunked during the Solar War?
Oh yes,
Stupid
Altarius.
book.
Yes.
Praetorian
You gotta straight
Adorn
up
was a
fight.
bad. That's
You
the
got a
bad.
chainsaw
That's
to
the
the
bad
face.
book.
Literally
that's a cringe
exactly
book.
where they
Oh my
should be.
gosh, the guy who writes that book
Surely.
is literally Matt Ward for Imperial Fist.
Good.
You can't change my mind. It's such a stupid book.
It's actually John French, and he has written mostly Imperial Fists.
Well,
Yeah, that's
Crimson
right.
Glory again with a donation of
Thank you,
$5.
sir.
Alpha
Crimson
Legion
Glory.
destroys an entire star system without using a marine. Colin, I'm Alpha Legion.
To be
They're
fair, there's a really cool part of the Alpha Legion, which is they often would go ahead of the other legions to prepare worlds that would make it easy for other legions to conquer. So you haven't. It is unfathomable that they would be worse than basically Raven Guard.
Oh
or,
look, more dude, trust me, bro. We did really good here. You just don't know. Oh look, what a surprise.
Oh man, Colin, I bet you'd like Legion. There's Eldar in it.
I don't know.
They signed
other
with
thing
the
is
Eldar,
Alpha
bro.
Legion, the Alpha Legion
Kind
also
of.
got
Never
crunked
mind,
by
Alpha
that
Legion S tier.
Renegade, Iron Warrior, and the Salamanders. So they also repelled the Alpha Legion. They don't really take many wins.
and they kill the loyalist Alpha Legion parts because Alpharius wanted them to.
Yeah.
Like,
guess-
Legion,
Like, if they're writers, if the authors were actually good at writing consistent stories, they'd be S tier. But that puts them in A tier
Please
for me.
put them above Death Guard. Put
Colin
aside
puts
the
them in F
hatred.
tier, or maybe it was A tier.
Please,
Maybe he was talking about
please put them above-
Salamanders was tier list. Or we're talking about Dawn of War. It says Coffee Grounds. Thank you for the $5.
I talked over that. Sorry.
It's okay. It's
Thank you,
alright.
Coffee Grounds.
Yes.
Put him above Death
Come on,
Guard.
The
bro.
Alpha Legion's
Above Death
The Alpha
Guard,
Legion
at
spent
least.
so much-
Above Death Guard at
Please.
least.
At least just for the look.
I put him above Death
The
Guard
thing
for
is-
the drip.
they spend so much time killing their own ranks anyway in the Horus House. It's like, guys, no one knows what you're up to. Just get on with
This
it, get
one.
out of the way.
I think a load of people killed. Isfahan 3 is basically the same thing.
Yeah, that was a purging of the ranks, though. The Alpha Legion, just no one knows what's happening.
Yeah, there was that thing where like their Leon and elite guy was like, I'm gonna go take out this station that we run. So they started fighting each other, and it's like, Omegan told us to do it. And they're like, what? I don't know.
Yeah,
Alpha Legion.
it's because they just if they had one author do all the Alpha Legion books, I think they'd be great. Whoever wrote Legion is an amazing writer.
Dan Abnett.
The rest of Dan
I was gonna say,
Abnett
is it Dan?
should do all of them. The rest of them are kind of silly.
I know.
I don't know. I feel like Dan's writing factions he enjoys more. So yeah, that's the trouble in
It
it.
is good. I think I don't want to change anything about that list though.
I'm sad about Alpha Legion, but there's nothing
And we
I
put
can
the
do.
Thousand Suns below the Raven Guard.
No, I actually don't like that. Genuinely, the way they describe how powerful they have their own unique Legion tactics based around their powers.
Oh, sorry.
I think they lost, bro. I think they lost.
I know.
Yeah, I'm just,
it's
I can't
tragic,
in good
they
conscience
die.
see it.
Well, who would win?
And you're
One
right.
legion of ultra powerful space marines or one bald lady? I think the bald lady wins every time. The bald lady in nice gold armor.
Thing is, Hal, I'm just perplexed that like between Thousand Suns and Iron Hands, you're letting the Iron Hands like Shadrach Medusan get bested by
They're not
the
as
nerds from
good
Prospero.
as the character as Ahriman and the guys like that.
There's
It's
only
not
one character, it's
Yeah.
Ahriman.
Yeah, but he carries
other
it so
characters are
much
rubbish.
stronger because he's an actual character who despises Magnus, and I like that.
Oh, Lelouch Rio.
Lelouch.
Thank you. Sorry, Lelouch. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Just finished Fulgrim. I'm so sad. It was so tragic. It was. That's one of the best books out there. That is
Big
maybe
F.
the best book.
The first
Horus
5
Heresy.
books for the Horus Heresy are pretty like peak
They are.
Horus Heresy. There's
And
like a
then
lot of
they-
like. There's some good books here, and there's some good books and there's some bad books, but that's certainly like a really good run of like the first 5. Go, ooh, they nailed it every single book.
And then
Although
they
I know a
had to
lot of
write
people don't
80
like
more.
Fulgrim.
Yeah, and then they realized that we can
Yeah.
write 100 of these and make a lot of money, and then
D. Doyle, but I forgot about Sisters of Silence. I thought Eli was talking about Omegas.
yeah, Mommy
I-
Megas can beat 1,000 Sun. I'll take it.
I think I'm happy with that list, though. As much as it pains me.
We gave into you so much with 1,000 Suns.
I know,
It'd be a
but
D tier if we.
It's
if
hard
you
to
weren't here.
explain, like, how much. Like, how
I've read
hate to say
1,000
that.
Suns, bro. I've read the
I
book.
hate to say it. I don't know. Maybe I've got a real soft spot for them just because I enjoy their Legion and their other books so much.
When they're not turning into soup or ashes or like
Yeah,
abominations.
that's it.
Like, oh, that's pretty cool.
All the other ones suffer just as much, to be fair. I mean, all those got decimated.
I think
I'm
1,000 Suns took the biggest L in Horus Heresy, but
Oh, pains me.
Ignore the Walter White jump scare again. I'm saving it. Too.
there he is.
I think that's we're happy with that, though, boys. I think.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
stuff.
I'll take it.
I think with that being said,
All right,
that
look.
might be the last one for this.
I've got to get at least one on the other tier list. All right.
Oh, the epic rap.
Oh, where are we going with this?
I'm just saying.
No,
Look, I'm
it's-
just saying. It might
Can
be
we
a
at least-
controversial statement. What's up?
Oh.
What's up, Hal?
I was like, are you not going to save epic rap battles for the next one?
No, I just got
I
to
think
get one
Comics
out
wants to
there.
show one for a sneak
Look,
peek.
Look,
Oh,
I'm just
I'm
saying.
gonna have to. All right. I'll watch.
This
Oh,
does
here we go.
this does not reflect my real life opinions. But it is an epic rap battle of history. It's all in good fun. It's silly. And with
I
that
know
being
who you're
said,
putting.
Adolf Hitler kind of spits
Yeah, I
bars.
knew it. Oh man, Brian Isaacs, thanks for the $5. Death Corpse of Krieg S tier. Speaking of Adolf, yeah,
there's quite a weird time in history to even say that. You know what I mean? In terms of
truly.
at time.
Oh man,
I
I'm gonna do my homework and I'm gonna watch all of these.
Oh
I'm gonna
man,
watch
I
all
wasn't
these
even
and then I'll be
thinking about.
right.
I wasn't even thinking about
I
current
feel like
events.
Mr.
Oh, shit.
Rogers is better than Hitler. I gotta
All
be
right,
honest.
let's not get started. Let's not get into it.
Let's go on the mic.
We will do epic rap battles next time. I'm sorry that we rigged the election and didn't let it happen.
You got elector counted.
Yeah.
Make Lorecrimes great again.
Can I do Ganghammer tier lists? Won't take me in. If I followed you guys' crazy antics enough, then yes. Maybe I don't, but Sally Mandead gets S tier. He's my favorite. So I'm throwing that out there.
We should mention as well. Coming up, we are slightly giving a bit of a facelift to the podcast in a literal way, as we obviously it's a year now, so we want to as much so keep our stuff improving. We want to make cooler stuff. We actually are gonna, I think, in the future be on camera as well for some of the podcasts. Hopefully, we'll have some guests who will also be joining us as well. I think we mentioned before Mini Wargaming Dave. We spoke to a while back. So someone named Marathi's feet.
Do Marathi win? Marathi win.
Oh, I was afraid of what Colin was looking up there.
A little bit scared.
Oh my gosh. Get this off of my screen, Colin. Come on.
Get rid of it.
You better end the stream quick, motherfuckers.
Okay.
I'll go back to the legions. I'll get it off the
We
screen.
We will be going on camera at some points. Just we'll also hopefully have maybe some more guests on, and I think there's the tier list as well. We're hoping to turn this into an actual just normal video idea because we do enjoy, as you can probably tell, doing it and arguing about it. And I think is there anything else I'm missing, boys, that we got coming up?
I think we're hoping to maybe do some more streams as well, just because this is our third stream, and I think we've had some fun playing some games, doing a tier list
Yes,
and
more Dawn of
everything,
War
so
coming.
I think it's nice to just occasionally have a thing where we get together and just have a bit of banter without too much, because the episodes do take like editing and a little bit of scripting and everything, but this is nice to just hang out with you guys in the chat, and it's good fun.
And I think that might be it. I can't think of anything else. I guess other than that, No, I forgot. Never mind. I think that's kind of it. I guess. Yeah, we'll have to. Or we'll got more podcast episodes coming out, and then we'll just go for it. As someone said, D-Dog, can we have a sneak peek as the Moltarian video? There are no sneak peeks. You'll get the full blasted thing in one go. It will probably be too. It'll probably be too long. I know people are looking forward to that one. Thank you, Doyle. But I think that's really it, boys, isn't it? I guess that's over.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate you guys. Love you all.
Thank you all very much for taking the 1 year. Love you guys.
Appreciate
Thanks everyone for joining us.
year of shenanigans.
Hell yeah.
A long time.
Here's to another.